So I found out what's the limit. There is a cap on videos you can put in a YouTube playlist, and I discovered what that is. Because you know how normal people just put on music when they need some noise in the background?
Yeah.
So I kind of realized that I enjoy doing that, but only if there's different stimuli in between the music. So generally, if I need background noise, I don't throw on Spotify. I make a YouTube playlist of music videos and then intercut with commercials and like animations and movie trailers that I also like, because I just need like different corners of my brain scratched, not just the music corner, the way a normal person can like compartmentalize that. It's like, and like if I'm putting dinner together before I am going to put on a movie, but I don't want to miss details of the movie, but I know I can't just cook in silence, I throw that on, and it's like I'm at the movies, and it's like, okay, I have a sec to get to my seat. You know what I mean? It's like my never-ending pre-show.
Huh.
So,
You just put yourself in a pre-show chamber?
yeah. Or like, if I'm gonna be
Put on your
in it,
big pre-show headphones.
yeah. So and if something is less than 5 minutes, meaning it's like believable as a bumper of some kind, I throw it in, and it's just the perfect like happy medium between white noise and something I want to get invested in, like theatrical cartoons and interviews and skits and ephemera, and I'll just casually throw things in there. And like on a whim, if I notice it's an appropriate length, in it goes. I did have to do a deep clean because I hit the limit of what a YouTube playlist can hold. And I'm really scared to let you guess what that might be because it would expose how weirdly invested I am in this. What do you suppose that might? I want you both to guess. Winner doesn't go over. Whoever's closer without going over is the winner.
I feel 5,000.
Is the watch later playlist larger? Like, can that handle more than a custom playlist?
It strikes me like they're the same thing. Like the watch later is just something they throw in for you, but it operates the exact same way.
Okay. Shit. I'm gonna say 10,000.
Willow was actually right on the money. It was 5,000.
Well, then my
really?
watch later is about to max out. Then my watch later is at like 4,200 right now.
Oh my! I walk in. I'm like, a good story for the cold open shows how broken I am as a person. Like that could be the bit. And then a non-zero number of times, Dav is like, I'm almost as broken.
You know how much of a pain in the ass it is to delete videos from a playlist in YouTube? I don't know why it's not just like a single button thing.
So I guess that's what sets me over as being less normal, because I deep cleaned all. It took like it's like I made a project of it. I was bored without having work, and I made a deep clean, making a point of reaching the bottom of the 5,000 videos. And I like compartmentalized, okay, what's a genre or subcategory of video that just doesn't hit the way I hope in the rhythm of the playlist? And like, what am I kind of sick of seeing? Like just like, prioritizing. How many do you suppose I was able to part with? That's going to be part 2.
I'm gonna go crazy and I'm gonna say 10.
I'm going to say 400.
1,000. I feel actually pretty good about that. Okay, like it is that. Okay, so that's pretty like that's what a reasonable number.
It's a good chunk.
Okay, I feel pretty good about that.
Why don't you just make another playlist and then double your sensory videos, whatever you need.
I guess I could, but I guess then it's just like, I don't know, I like it better as one cohesive mix. Because if
It
they're
doesn't sound
blended...
cohesive. It sounds like it's complete chaos.
And I need it to stay that way. If they grow too distinct, what's the point?
You're like a hoarder who just like, you got all these like different sets of pots and pans, and they have to be like on this section of the floor. Otherwise, you'll freak the fuck out.
I still have that issue with not being able to leave my apartment without pushing on the doorknob.
I mean, I think
that
that's like a reasonable thing.
Just to, like, check if it's locked?
Yeah. Sometimes
normal.
I'll get a few feet past the stairs and still turn around and check.
It happens. I guess better safe than sorry.
Okay, so maybe I do. Okay. Let's keep these recordings, since I might need to build the case of, like, needing meds sometime down the road.
There you go.
I mean, you could just be like, yeah, so on this podcast I do every month, and they'll be like, no need to go further. You're good.
Too socially anxious to ask for once every 2 weeks, like a lot of podcasts, but I'm still like anal retentive that I make my friends do it once a month.
Select your character.
Rev up those fryers and fill your champagne glasses to the very tippy top. I'm Tommy, and you're listening to West Coast Toast and Roast, starring Willow, Dav, and yours truly.
Get ready for the next battle.
Welcome back to West Coast Toast and Roast. I am attending the funeral of 1,000 clipped away pre-show jumbled media, and I'm Tommy.
And thankfully, the only pre-show I have is Getting High on Life, and I'm Willow.
I gotta figure out how to clear out my watch later playlist. This is a problem.
They should. The whole time I'm thinking to myself, I wish I could just like check mark a box and like mass delete.
If you could just like say delete everything before X time.
Oh,
I don't give a shit about anything that I have saved on there from 6 years ago. I'm diabetic, I'm Dav.
You go in and do a deep clean and you're like, okay, 4,483. Oh, Super Smash Brothers YouTube boot more shoot move set. Keep.
Pretty much.
That's based on, like, some other friends and I made up. We were like, let's see what the first thing we favorited on YouTube is. Let's just make it that far. And I hit that point, and it was whenever the age I was at when I had a YouTube account and was favoriting videos was the perfect age to hit favorite on Super Smash Brothers hypothetical moveset for I Am Mean, the YouTube
damn. Fucking classic.
Which I'm not saying is necessarily a bad thing. I just think that paints a vivid image of when I was encroaching onto the media.
Mine is probably a Tobuscus video or something.
Yeah. Do you want me to cut that, Dave?
Yeah.
No, leave my shame out for the world to hear.
I'm not. Yeah, it wouldn't. Yeah. Do y'all want to play two news and a lie?
Let's do it.
Do it.
All right. Okay. So, just a review. I will present 3 media headlines adjacent to the topics we discuss on this podcast. One of them will be fabricated by yours truly, and you both have to identify the lie, even if you hear something that you know is false. Wait till I get all 3 out. You don't want to make it easy for your opponent. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
This game is too complicated.
Yeah, let's play Fortnite. Okay. 2 news and a lie. Johnny Depp will play Ebenezer Scrooge in Ty West's Christmas Carol. Willem Dafoe will be Ebenezer Scrooge in Robert Eggers' Christmas Carol. Oscar Isaac will be Ebenezer Scrooge in Joel Cohen's Christmas Carol. Identify the lie.
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
I am going to guess the lie is number 3.
I think it's number 2.
1.4 Willow.
Damn.
Hell yeah.
Only one of those. Ty West, the director of Pearl and X, is making A Christmas Carol with Johnny Depp as Scrooge. And I kind of threw my hands up and I was like, well, it's about fucking time. I've been asking for this.
I
Is
mean,
that right?
to be fair,
And then I looked down at my shirt and I had a name tag on, and I'm like, oh, my name has suddenly become Nobody.
You showed nobody there.
yeah, people still like Johnny Depp like a lot.
But Willem Dafoe in Robert Eggers' Christmas Carol, I'm in the theater.
That's
Like,
perfect.
get that
casting.
in my veins now. And then Ty West is Johnny Depp. So it's like, that's not even a description of something I actively don't want. I'm just like, how did you come to that? Throwing darts, fucking headline. So was your Dav, were you just in disbelief that there's 2 Christmas carols in production with that reaction?
Pretty much.
Alright, next one.
A Christmas Carol. Did I ever tell y'all I was in A Christmas Carol?
No! What role were you?
I was Mr. Fezziwig, who's like Scrooge's boss from the past.
Oh, I think you maybe did mention this to me.
No, yeah, I only had one line, and it was like a community show, like anyone could audition, so like, the guy playing Scrooge was like in high school, and everyone else was like almost in elementary school. And a lot of them were clearly just there to be forced to be there by their parents, because I remember the person who played my daughter, who was like a full foot taller than me at this point, because I was like a kid. Her one line was, and she would say it exactly like this every single night. Is it time for presents, Daddy? Is it time? And I had to go, not yet, my dear, but soon.
Should I... Cue card. Is it time yet, Daddy? Is it... Flip over the card. Time. Like every night. What role... Okay, if I got cast in A Christmas Carol, what do you think is like my bag? Because I go back and forth between 2 roles.
Ghost of Christmas Past, come on.
For me? Really?
Yeah.
I think the slam dunk is either I want to be Ghost of Christmas Present. I think I would rock and roll that, because I'm already, like, big and jolly.
Oh, fuck, like... I think I got him confused. Yeah, Ghost of Christmas Present.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I was about to say, like, this is, like, a slam dunk. Or it would just be so fun to, like, be Scrooge.
Yeah, but then you'd have to fight, Skeletrex.
Fuck you, Skeletrex!
I think you'd be the child who dies.
Yeah.
Well, I did have the fucking crutch for a long time. Okay. 2 news and a lie. Eminem is lending his voice and likeness to Hitman, World of Assassination, in a DLC mission where players must kill the rapper's younger alter ego, Slim Shady. The Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection has given our first look outside of concept art at a scrapped character who made it as far as costumes photography. Jax's actor, John Parrish, would have worn a yellow gi as Curtis Stryker before the character was reworked. Margaret Qualley is in talks to star in a Betty Boop movie directed by Greta Gerwig.
Can you say the... Okay... Sorry, can you say the second one again?
Yes, no, it's a little loaded, sorry. The Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection has given our first look outside of concept art at a scrapped character who made it as far as costume photography on the digitized actors. They had the costume ready. Jax's actor, John Parrish, would have worn a yellow gi as Curtis Stryker before the character was ultimately reworked.
I think it's that one. I think it's number 2.
I think it's 3.
That is 1 point, Dav. Margaret Qualley in the Betty Boop movie is a fabrication. Eminem is going to be a villain in Hitman, I guess, and you'll be able to kill him.
Finally!
And we did get concrete proof that, as close to taking, like, photography, Curtis Stryker was going to be in Mortal Kombat 1 and be a black man in a yellow gi. But they decided they needed a female fighter instead and opted for Sonya. And they're like, John Parrish, come back when we do another. You're going to be Jax in the next one. And the name Curtis Stryker was saved for the mall cop in Mortal Kombat 3.
Fair enough.
Can Stryker ever come back, do you think? Are we just kind of like, oh, I don't think we can?
They might just be like, hey guys.
Is the only way they could put Stryker in a new Mortal Kombat is if he was like full Brooklyn Nine-Nine and like, I regret my actions as a cop. I'm leaving it behind me, but I like still have all the gear. All right. Next one. 2 news and a lie. Fortnite's Kill Bill collab includes Yuki, the sister of the character Gogo Yubari. This character was the focus of a chapter cut from Kill Bill Volume 1, which is set to be depicted in the game collab. Deadpool VR includes cross-promotion for the upcoming film Song Sung Blue, where Hugh Jackman portrays a Neil Diamond impersonator. Deadpool remarks that Wolverine has seen better days when he happens upon a flyer for the film within the game's scenarios. Disney officially acknowledges the Star Wars Holiday Special by bestowing Chewbacca walk-around characters at Galaxy's Edge with Life Day robes to greet guests staying at Disneyland around the holidays.
I am going to guess it's 1.
Boy, I'm going to guess it's 2.
That is another point for David. I made up that bit about the Deadpool VR game. Fortnite is giving canon material to Kill Bill. And Disney has officially acknowledged the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Wait, so the sister character is like a playable skin now?
I think so. She's a playable skin, and they're supposed to be like... I have no idea how Fortnite even works. Like, I guess you go to an event. Because, like, in the same vein as Palpatine coming back to life is established in Fortnite, this character of Gogo Yubari's sister is like a Fortnite... Not a Fortnite original, but her material is being depicted as such. She is content cut from the movie. And I used to be really fucking smug that Star Wars is the only movie for which that is, like, intrinsically tied to Fortnite. And now I'm not only wrong about that, the other exception is my favorite movie of all time.
Sucks to be you, I'll tell you that.
I still have my ticket for that 5-hour fucking whole bloody affair, because, like, it's gonna be like church on a Sunday. I've never seen my favorite movie in a theater.
Oh, so you won't be boycotting?
Wait, why? What's wrong?
Well, didn't you hear that it's in Fortnite?
Well, okay, don't scare me like that. That doesn't really matter.
I'm just saying, it could matter.
Okay, well, I don't know where you're going.
I'm going with it matters as much as it matters to you, Tommy. If you don't have any principles, if you don't believe in yourself and the things that you love and the things that you hate, which includes Fortnite, because I think you just need to swap out your favorite movie once again, because you've done this before.
Yeah.
I have?
Once Love Actually made it into Fortnite, it was like...
Yeah.
I remember you being like, anything in Fortnite I will not consider my favorite movie, and you can bet money
Wait
on
a
that.
second! Marty McFly is also in Fortnite!
I didn't say anything about being against Fortnite. Only you did. You said, and I quote, "I will never have a favorite movie that appears in Fortnite."
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like that. I was like on top of a building when I was like screaming about it.
I remember when you like wrote it into your will.
I didn't write it to my will. I carved it into my arm with a knife to make my stance so clear.
And now you've thrown it all away to the point you're bringing like a catheter to the movie theater just so you don't have to get up.
All right. We got two more rounds. Let's knock this out. Super Eye Patch Wolf reveals on a stream he auditioned to voice Punch Up in Dispatch. The IP rights to Roger Rabbit have fallen back to the author of the original book that the movie is based on, who claims he wants to explore more stories with the character. Poor box office performance from Sydney Sweeney's boxing biopic Christie has resulted in multiple journalists on Twitter revealing email receipts of Sweeney's PR team asking for positive rephrasing of headlines and deletion of derogatory memes. Identify the lie.
We'll lock in 1.
Damn it. Okay, I guess I'll lock in 3.
You can pick. Can you all pick the same one?
I think it's less
we
fun that
can.
way.
Okay, fair. It is 1. I made that up about Super Eye Patch Wolf, but there were people on Twitter saying, yeah, I just got this email saying, take down that meme now! Ugh. Last one. Kristen Bell has been cast on a Fox News podcast, The Life of Jesus, as Mary Magdalene. Bell was unaware she was being attached to the project because it was made with audio she recorded for an unrelated work 15 years ago. Aaron Paul has declined the opportunity to voice Powerplex in the next season of Invincible, citing discomfort with the character's harrowing content. Data miners explore Kirby Air Riders and uncover information that suggests Pit from Kid Icarus was intended to appear as a playable character.
I'm gonna lock in 3.
I guess I'll just say 1.
That is point Willow. There is no evidence of such a thing in Kirby Air Riders, but Kristen Bell is shocked that 15-year-old audio is being used by Fox News. Hell of a world we live in. Nightmare dystopia of media. Friends, we made a promise, I want to say on the July episode of this podcast, where I guess I should rewind a little and say we had a wager. I bought a blind box and I was just feeling saucy. And I said, this box is advertised as one of 2 figures. The 2 characters being Nick and Mitch from the Doughboys podcast. And I said, let's just make a bet. You all guess if it's either Nick or Mitch in here. And if you're right, you win. If you're wrong, you lose. And if you lose, you do have to see the Smurfs in theaters. And I believe Dav guessed first and said, I think it's Mitch. And Willow said, I said Mitch as well. Jay said, Jay said, I say Mitch as well. Willow said, I'm going to go Nick. I said, I'm just going to even the odds and say Nick. 2 and 2. And who was in that box but the one and only Burger Boy, Nick Weiger? Meaning Jay and Dav had to live up to their end of the bargain and go see the Smurfs. Because that's what happens when you lose. You pay the price. So within the opening week, I believe, of Smurfs, you all sauntered down. Willow, you could have watched them endure this punishment on their own.
Yeah, but I'm a good person.
So explain your choice.
I don't know. I thought that it would be funny to see their reactions, and I also didn't want to, like, let them go alone.
And I don't think you, like, told me ahead of time, hey, we're on our way to see the Smurfs. I just opened Letterboxd one day, and I see 3 identical poster logs, and I'm like, oh! At last, my little surprise. And I also made the promise, in like, hand-holding, in consolation, when Smurfs hits convenient streaming, I will watch it. Well, guess what hit Paramount Plus this month? We've all seen the Smurfs, the 2025 film, with amazing performances, like you may have not heard, but Rihanna is Smurfette.
What?
And we ended the episode that month. Dav was like, wait, we didn't talk about Smurfs. And I said, let's wait till, you know what? To reward your patience to discuss Smurfs, I will join in about Smurfs. Fucking horseshit, those Smurfs. Dav, what did you want to get off your chest about Smurfs?
I feel like the Schmalugles weren't boogling enough. It should be Zoogle. But instead it's Foogle.
Hey, Dav, do you want anything from Wawa?
I
What is
want
this,
to stop
Reggie?
talking about this fucking stupid movie.
You-
This is entirely your fault for waiting this long to see it. It's like not even fun to make fun of it anymore. It's just a sad piece of shit corporate slop movie.
See, I do think I'll never
Yeah.
forget that we saw it, and surprisingly, other people were there. And there's a part in the movie where, like, the Smurfs are going between worlds, and one of them is a video game world. And the kid in the row in front of me just goes, Mario.
Children can do when they watch the Smurfs is think of the IP of something they'd rather be watching. I think it's, like, really funny that the vibe is, like, reheating the Trolls nachos, because, like, they dance to hip-hop and pop exactly like the Trolls, when that was never a thing of the Smurfs. And it's, like, you could rip off something, like, undeniably great, but, like, ripping off Trolls is just, like, really fucking funny to me, that's just, like, the level of strive we're at as an industry.
Smurfs
I
don't
say
really
that-
have an identity beyond being blue.
Yeah.
You didn't believe me. So the principal named Smurfs. I remember, like, Willow, you told me, you were like, yeah, they made Vanity Smurf for the movie, and I was like, no, that's
No.
been a character. Sorry.
Sorry, no, I think you're misunderstanding me.
Okay.
I'm
okay.
saying that they originally were going to call Vanity Smurf Influencer Smurf. And then they saw the reaction to the trailer, and they're like, we gotta change it.
Yeah. Okay. I see. That is a little different from what I thought. Okay. But you didn't know Vanity Smurf was like a legacy Smurfs character.
I have never seen anything to do with the Smurfs. I don't think I've seen an episode of the show. I haven't seen the live action. I think my extent of, like, knowing about the Smurfs is, like, that one gif where, like, Smurfette from the movie starts, like the darkness starts overtaking her.
Turning evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know why you don't know much about the Smurfs?
Why is that, Tommy?
Because you're fucking normal. And only sad fucking nerds like me could name more than, like, 3 principal Smurfs that they could also recognize in this movie. Hefty Smurf, Grumpy Smurf, Vanity Smurf, and Brainy Smurf are all, like, that's, like, the core group of Smurfs, and Smurfette. Then Papa is, like, their dad, I guess. And No Name Smurf, I believe, is created for this film.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Now, did you think... Now, you knew about Gargamel before the movie, right?
I did know who Gargamel is.
Did you know... Now, was your assumption that the brother was, like, brand new to the lore, or that he's also, like, a legacy Smurfs character? Maybe kind of a deep cut.
I mean, to be honest, I wasn't really thinking about that. I didn't have the Smurfs lore on my mind.
You just wanted to perish the thought of watching the Smurfs as soon as possible.
No, I just, like, it didn't even cross my mind. I was just like, well, this is the Smurfs. I'm guessing he was a non-original character, though?
He is actually entirely original to the film.
Oh, fair enough.
Which just kind of communicates to me that they wanted to do 2 different arcs with Gargamel, either him turning good or not, and couldn't decide what they wanted to do, so they just had 2 Gargamels.
Think about it. 2 Gargamels.
Oh boy.
I think we are the only people talking about this movie like this late. We're going to be the last people to ever discuss this film.
That's
well,
true.
don't you want that to be your, like, mark on the headstone? You know what? It was on the planning document that I sent you both all month, and you could have deleted it at any time. But here we are.
I understand.
So
I'm looking at the document right now, and I'm just like in complete disbelief that it's there. I still can't believe that it's there and that we're talking about it.
I'm nothing if not someone who follows up on your desires. This should actually
You're a Smurf fan.
Yeah.
Nothing else you do is valid.
I don't like the Smurfs, I just know a lot
You
about
named them.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone likes the Smurfs. They're just like, yeah, it's just like the greed they talk about in the Bible, but for useless knowledge. Like, yeah, I can make that something I know about.
La 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 la.
Well, we just to, like, run down what's ahead of, because this isn't going to be solo toast and roasts this month. We just have enough things that at least 2 or more of us have seen that we're just going to, like, hop around, see what we get around to. And just, like, to run down that list, at least 2 of us have played Dispatch and Kirby Air Riders, and at least 2 of us have seen Wicked for Good, The Running Man, the Aunty Donna live touring show, The Chair Company, Zootopia 2, Zootopia, if you will, and Predator Badlands. And I know you both just, like, moments ago got back from watching Zootopia 2. Does that feel like is that where we want to start? What'd y'all think of that?
I suppose we can do that.
Yeah, I liked it. Nothing special, obviously. But I don't think, like, the Disney sequels are. I did like all the new animals. Was a little let down by how they handled the reptiles. I thought that, like, I don't know, because obviously I'm the proud mother of a bearded dragon, and so I kept looking around. I was like, okay, there's got to be one bearded dragon in here. This is all the reptiles. And then they were all kind of like geckos. Like, they all looked very samey, and there were only, like, 1 or 2 that were different.
There's not, like, a bearded dragon character, but at one point when they're in the bar, there's, like, a bearded dragon beer.
Was there? I didn't see it. Maybe it's because I was looking at the characters, yeah.
Yeah, it was just, like, a sign that said, like, bearded dragon light or something.
Oh, that's fun.
But yeah, I mean, there's sea lions that showed up in this. I honestly wish we would have spent a little more time there. I will say that as soon as the villain, I guess the twist villain showed up, I turned over to Jay and I was like, he's the villain. And then he ended up being the villain.
I had the same experience. There is a character who is trying way too hard to be unassuming in a way that it's like, these are the rhythms of someone Disney's, like, gonna turn bad.
Yeah.
I don't like how that twist is, like, telegraphed so much, where they're just like practically a character says, like, oh, this would be a neat time for a twist villain to show up. And then the twist villain is like, "Hello, I'm the twist villain."
Gosh, see, I'm kind of at the same point as you two, where because I gave this an 8, you both gave it a 7. I would say my grade of it is only like curved in that this is a Disney sequel that's a 7, which like feels like an 8 out of 10 achievement, I guess, because I think the
Pretty
sequel
good
game,
for Disney.
Yeah. I think I truly graded it on a curve because I was like, oh, I'm not gonna literally forget this tomorrow like I did with Moana 2.
Oh my god, I forgot Moana 2 came out. Everyone's gonna be
Exactly.
singing those songs, Tommy. Those songs.
Okay. You know, can you repeat to me that iconic song from Moana that the iconic new character Bat Goddess Lady sings? What does she do?
I don't remember a single thing about that movie.
She
I
goes,
don't remember anything.
She goes, and it's a world where needs to make a thought, where things are big that should be small. And then,
it came out last year.
And then, Maui looks and he's like, song before, but it was virtually insane that it is. Yeah.
I remember there being too many goddamn characters.
Moana, you need like 5 people to join you on this, right?
They're going to do nothing. Oh wait, no, I do remember, because the one thing I remember about that movie is that they brought like a farmer to farm on the boat.
What?
Stupidest fucking thing ever.
They're like
they have like a little patch of dirt, and they're like, "We're gonna grow food on this." Like, what?
And they're like, because they're like, well, you can't just eat fish the whole time. It's like, I probably can. Like,
you could at least like dry preserve some produce, but like
they don't want to be like, oh, I can go on a boat and not eat my vegetables.
gonna grow like a carrot over the course of like a month, and that's gonna be your sustenance. That isn't fish.
I also have to imagine what happened was like they got a crowd of people, like a test screening, and they're like, okay, what is something you love about Moana 1 you really want to see in Moana 2? And all the hands go up, and they're like, okay, you. And one brave person stood up and said, I like that weird crab that a YouTuber I like uses as his avatar. And they were like, oh, him?
Did he show up?
Like, so, because I imagine they're like, we have most of the movie finished, and like, we've started nothing on him, and we didn't expect you to we can give you a post-credit scene.
Yeah,
if you're happy with a post-credit scene.
He's gonna have like way too prominent of a part in the live action.
Oh my god. They're gonna actually get Shea Frillis to voice him. It's gonna be the most annoying.
Not enough people are brave enough. Not enough people are brave enough to admit that Shea Frillis has the exact same humor as the Nostalgia Critic.
To an
extent. Yeah.
I actually think there is no qualitative difference between watching their videos. It's just that Shea Frillis isn't, like, patently a bad boss to a bunch of people. I truly think that's the case.
I guess so. I haven't watched Shea Frillis in a while. I also haven't really watched Nostalgia Critic in a while. It's been November for 28 days, you see.
Yeah, you can't break it. You can't break it.
I think there's a family of lynxes in this movie that I really love the design of, because I think lynxes are like a cool and kind of underrated animal, and the way they're designed with like their ears really pointy and like the really pointy corners to their whiskers, I think is like a really cool just iconic Disney like silhouette. And I thought the way they moved and it's just like, you don't always think of like, oh, I guess we'll have a lynx in this animated movie. Everyone knows how a bear moves in an animated movie. I just loved having a lynx. I thought that was super cool.
Macaulay Culkin. And,
yeah, that was super weird.
Brenda Song.
Really? I know.
They were the Lynxes?
If I recall correctly, yeah.
What the fuck?
Michael J. Fox was in there somewhere as a character named Michael J. the Fox.
So it was super weird. When I think Nick goes to prison, it's a light spoiler, I guess no big deal. There's a fox in the prison who just a weird amount of time the camera hangs on him and he just says something like, if it isn't Nick Wilde. Like, that's the size of what he does. And watching the movie, I thought it was the bully fox from the first movie. And I was like, wait, why is he in... I thought he got better.
I know what you mean, and I thought the same.
And then, people went on Twitter and were like, wait, what are you talking... people were like, hey, can someone explain the fox in Zootopia 2? Why do we see him again? People were like, no, that's Michael J. Fox. And all the foxes in the Zootopia art style just have similar enough qualities that he's not that differentiated physically.
Yeah, it's a celebrity-heavy movie.
And honestly, it's weird to, get celebrities for roles that small. It's like, they probably had to pay, their rate. Even if they do a bad job.
Right.
Is Shakira still a thing? Because, I remember when the first Zootopia came out, Shakira was already, on the way out of relevance.
Yeah.
I don't think modern audiences know who Shakira is, but...
No. Well, no, my Letterboxd review is literally, I wonder if the 6-year-old next to me appreciated that there's a Shining homage in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
What'd y'all think of the snake that we waited a year to officially meet?
Fine.
I feel like I've known about him.
Yeah, I feel like he was very, I guess one note, he was just I have to help.
We are going to succeed. We're going to win.
He doesn't even really have, a quirk. It's not, I feel like if this were an older Disney movie, it'd be he's a snake, but when he gets stressed out, he sheds his skin, and that's, a running gag. At least something. Whereas he's almost... he's almost intrinsically tied to the plot of the film. And virtually nothing else.
Yeah. It's a weird... I guess I kind of assumed that the whole, predator-prey thing was the biggest problem in Zootopia, and then there's we have, a slightly more advanced version of racism over in this corner.
Yeah.
And this movie has kind of a Tears of the Kingdom problem, where it feels like, it's weird
Link
to me...
is hardly in any of it.
No. It's just weird to me that, nobody outside of a select few characters, when it's convenient, really acknowledge how much, Judy and Nick did in the first movie.
Yeah,
and,
no, I feel
why are they freaking out trying to prove themselves as capable partners when they, just cracked the biggest case in the city a week ago?
You literally changed the world yesterday, and, some slightly reckless actions today have me I don't know. I think it says a lot that literally the second you start to talk about this movie, it kind of falls apart. But, at a base, brain-scratchy level, I was just having fun watching it. I think that the gags in this movie, it's a gag-heavy film in a way that a lot of animated films, I feel, would almost take themselves too seriously to do. There's just a funny visual of, oh, the sea lion wants fish and not money because they choke on money. They just, that's a funny idea for a sea lion. And they just, pack in that kind of joke really densely. And I find it just hits a rhythm where it's never okay, getting a little groan-worthy. Okay, it's cute that the mountain goats are, Appalachian yodelers. Sure. And I also think that just that formula for animating animals super appealingly, I love a Disney animal. And I think just, they've kept those lessons in-house of, here's how to make the coolest animal in an animated movie that people will remember for being cute or, moving in an interesting way. I just think no one has, like, bottled that the way Disney has, and this is a whole movie of, like, all of that thing that Disney does, where it's really cool to pay attention to an animal.
It's well animated for sure.
Yeah.
Nicely animated.
And I guess it's hard not to, because I like this, I'd say, significantly more than the bad guys too. Is that, like, a crucifiable take?
That's not crucifiable, but I strongly disagree.
I
just
like them
don't-
about the same.
Okay. All right. I was truly wondering, like, am I just, like, completely out of touch? But, like, okay, that's as long as it's not, like, insane to say. I've been talking a lot. Would the two of you tell me a bit about? Actually, would you y'all? I don't want to force you to talk about if we don't have much to do. Should we take this to a place of Aunty Donna or Predator Badlands? Because I should be listening for a second, maybe.
We could do Aunty Donna. Fucking incredible show. Hardest I have laughed in a while.
I was pretty jealous. I would have, if it were a more convenient weekend and, like, I could justify the time off, I might have. Dav invited me to join y'all, so I can't even pretend to be like, oh, you got to fucking see Auntie. But so soon after the Dua Lipa show, I couldn't justify doing that twice so close together. But I genuinely, like, want to hear about it. It sounds really good.
They're just, like, they're kind of... So there's lots of, like, you know, sketches, move from sketch to sketch, and everyone was very, very funny. There was one moment where they brought up an audience member for part of the show, and then just, like, didn't acknowledge him after that bit was over. So there was just an audience member sitting on the stage watching them perform, and he, like, didn't know if he should go back or not.
That's such a good Auntie Donna bit.
Yeah, but they were just really funny. They're honestly funnier in person than in their sketches because they just, like, improv so well off each other. And there was this one time when I think it was Mark's microphone broke, so Broden had to just, like, keep walking back and forth on stage and saying the same thing over and
Like, I
over
thought
again.
it fucking filled time.
Yeah,
Well, they fixed the
and Zach-
microphones.
and Zach was just, like, losing it in the background. He's like, and my fucking unprofessional scene partner.
So, did either of you clock were anything they did on stage? Was it, like, from a video, or was it all, like, fresh material?
It was all fresh.
I think
wow.
it was all fresh. There were bits here and there where, like, I think I've maybe seen that before, but I can't really put my finger on it. But it's yeah, definitely a lot more original material than some of their other live shows.
I almost feel like whenever I see one of their live show clips, and it's I think there's, like, a fine line between this is a bit that only works pre-taped, and this is a bit that only works live. So I like that it sounds like they're really diversifying the kind of, not the kind of comedy they do, but, like, the just overall breadth of their material.
Yeah, and I don't want to get into, like, spoiling all the bits or anything, because they're gonna post this online in, like, a year probably.
Okay.
But because they're done touring outside of Australia for this. This is the Drem tour, by the way, just to get the name out. But there are definitely a lot of bits in this that, like, for example, like the Doctor Who bit. I won't go into detail about that, but that would not work in a TV show or on YouTube. It is exclusively. It only makes sense in the form of a live show. So they are very good about doing that.
And I feel like they're the only, like, there aren't really comedy groups. I mean, they're kind of are, but they're the only ones making skits at a, like, I feel like you're either a live comedy group or you're a pre-tape comedy group, and everyone is just really good at one or the other. and they're the only ones actually changing up what they do to a point where they're good at both in really distinct ways.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Alright, on 3, let's say our favorite Aunty. 1, 2, 3...
Broden.
Yeah!
Oh, yeah.
I kind of knew that would happen.
It could honestly, it could be a toss-up for me between like Broden and Mark on certain days. They're all fucking stellar.
Yeah, don't just like make it sound like you have a least.
I don't have a least favorite. It's just
I
like
think Aunty Donna would be so much better if Mark fucking jumped out a window.
Oh, little Zaki.
apparently we shared an audience with Weird Al. Apparently Weird Al was there.
What? Oh my god, Willow, you must be like kicking yourself that you didn't see it.
Very much so. Very much
I'd
so.
be devastated.
Somebody on Reddit said that they saw like Weird Al down in the orchestra section, which is where we were at, and that he like went up on stage to like talk to the boys after the show.
Someone posted that they just ran into Tim Robinson at the Burbank AMC. You both regular. Like
That would be really funny.
God. Like I'm chronically online enough that I feel like you two breeze past people I would recognize at least once a week.
Well, I have like straight up facial blindness. Like I cannot recognize people for shit.
have
So even if
bird
I saw,
blindness.
yeah, if I saw like Bruce Campbell or something on the street, I just would like be, oh, that guy looks like Bruce Campbell.
It is kind of that principle. Like I think was it George Bush who said the people come up to me and say most is that I look like George Bush. Like it's always harder than you think it would be.
Some people are insanely good at clocking. Like, you'll see like pictures online of like, oh, Tom Cruise spotted at the store, and it's like
How?
the perfect disguise. I have no fucking idea how you could tell that was Tom Cruise.
That's why I like people shouldn't give the Superman glasses thing a hard time. Like people would just not realize. I think there's enough.
I certainly wouldn't.
Yeah. Speaking of Superman, he's a superhero, just like the heroes in Dispatch. We've all played this game now and reached the end. And we knew about this for about a year, because I think it was announced at last year's Game Awards. And
Yeah.
it was, this narrative, choose-your-own-adventure game in a similar style to, like, Telltale, Walking Dead, and Wolf Among Us, and all of those.
Yeah, made by people who originally worked at Telltale.
Right. Okay. I was one because like I never saw the word Telltale on it, and I just didn't realize they were disbanded. So I figured maybe it was like someone closely inspired with some of the same pedigree, but this is like a Banjo-Kazooie ukulele situation almost.
Yeah.
Okay. This kind of blew me away because I rarely go for these kinds of games. I kind of tend to be someone where I'm like, if I'm going to be playing a game, I don't want 80% of it to be a TV show. Like, I'd like to be playing the game. So the idea of, like, a super narrative-heavy, choose-your-own-adventure thing doesn't always appeal to me. But I almost feel like, and because I don't have a ton of experience in that genre, I don't know how accurate this is, but it feels like there's actually a lot more, like, game meat to this than a lot of those others might have.
I would say
sure?
the complete opposite.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I guess I was wrong then. Yeah, go ahead, Dab, sorry.
There's a lot less interactivity in this compared to like a Walking Dead or
Really?
a Wolf Among Us or a Tales from the Borderlands, and that's fine. I think that this formula, like frankly, those sections where you are doing things in like the Walking Dead or whatever, you're kind of just like walking from one place to another.
Yeah.
There isn't a ton of combat or anything like that. It's mostly just go and interact with. It's basically a point and click adventure, but you're moving from one place to another.
That sounds like The Quarry, because that one it's like sometimes you walk.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
This has
That's like
so
Until
much less
Dawn
than that.
too, right?
Until I assume I haven't played Until Dawn, honestly, but I assume it's the same.
Fair enough.
Idea.
Tommy, have you played it?
No.
Okay, gotcha. I haven't either. I was just assuming.
But go ahead.
I was gonna say, I guess when there are gameplay pieces, the bulk of them, being the dispatch missions, are so character-driven that it's almost kind of seamless, I would almost describe it. Like, it does, yeah. It feels like another layer of character interaction that you're always doing, but gamified to a point where I'm like, okay, this is now a game.
Yeah, like the parts where you are actually doing things are just a lot more condensed to those sections, and they do kind of like ramp them up a little bit more as you go on. But this is still like like it turns out being such a short game compared to any of those. Like Walking Dead would probably take me like 12 plus hours. This is like a 7 or 8 hour game.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying any of this is a bad. Like I think it's very, very good. It plays to its strengths very well, and it leans a lot more into the dialogue and the making choices part that I think is really great. Choices actually do matter a lot more in this game. I feel like we all had fairly different experiences from each other, ultimately.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's like 2 big character choices, I would say, and I'm not gonna like. So I don't spoil it. I'm gonna say you have early in the game you can pick A or B, and closer to the middle of the game you can pick C or D. And a gameplay where you pick A and C is totally different from A and D or B and C or B and D. It's not like it's those different combinations actually have like significant to a point that I've just been hopping on YouTube and I kind of want to do another playthrough, but just like mechanically doing the whole thing again and being like glued to my system for the exact same stories that feels a little arduous. But it's been fun just to be like, oh, let's see what happens if you make this choice on YouTube. Which I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. It just means I think that if this game is like 10% less interesting on a narrative character level, it's a bit forgettable. But it's really lucky that I almost like fell knee deep in love with these characters and this setting. Like, I say a lot, oh, superhero stuff is like stale, no one's gonna make a good new superhero thing. But this is a lot like Invincible in that I wouldn't describe it as a parody or a significant subversion of superheroes as much as an interesting story in a superhero world with its own tweaks and qualities.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing.
I feel like the characters in this game are just very human, whereas in like The Boys, or even to a lesser extent Invincible, they can be a bit like brought up to the max, but like you know, main character, side characters, they're like eccentric definitely, but they're also just like people, and I like that a lot.
And like I think a lot of people were like because this, for instance, this universe's Superman equivalent is Phenomaman, and everyone has that shared experience of kind of tensing up when you saw him, because the Superman simulacrum is always the bad guy. You got Homelander, Omni-Man, but then Phenomaman both is a really clever zig away from what we normally expect Superman to be, and like subversive in that he's not evil at all, but he still does have a lot of quirks. He's kind of portrayed like, what if Superman coming from another planet means he's almost like a man-child? He's just deeply naive, but never seems... There is like, it's not like it's played distinct. It's played for laughs, but it feels like this is a naive and like sympathetic person, and some of their ignorance is funny, and not, this is an idiot, like he's gonna put a newspaper on his head. You know what he's distinctly very human in his flaws, that he's extremely out of touch and like, you know, kind of scatterbrained and curious about the world around him.
Yeah. He's got complexity, he's got layers to him.
Absolutely, yeah.
Did you read the comics?
No, those are like definitely fully official.
Yeah.
Because I keep seeing about them, and I like just, I don't know why, for some reason they clock to me as like arm's length fan content, even though I have no reason to believe that.
No, yeah, they're official. They're canon as far as I know. They seem to get a lot of praise, but personally haven't read them yet.
Gotcha. Okay, I should check that out. I fucking my boy is a Sonar. He is in some ways a parody of Batman in that he's the literal idea of a man with a bat's head who can turn into a full bat. But instead of like a suave millionaire, he's like kind of a Reddit-y NFT bro, vaguely. He's voiced by Moist Critical, who does his immediately recognizable deadpan, and he always comes off hilarious. And I think he's such a like there's choice he sounds like, oh, he's another funny character in the group. There are narrative choices with him that I think paint him in a super interesting light. Because I'm not going to go into full spoilers, but there's choices you can make that bring him closer to you. And you see a distinctly human sensitive side. There's points where he, being closer to him kind of brings out a quality where he's like kind of sensitive and like getting in touch with why he behaves the way he does. But not taking that path reveals like everything fucking shitty about him. And I just think that's a really fascinating way to illustrate that character. And I think there's almost kind of like he reminds me of Charlie from Smiling Friends in that I feel like there's almost kind of an archetype now of you can save the Reddit incel and like just bringing out like their positive qualities and reminding them there's people around them can like, we all know somebody like that we want to like pull up from there, and showing other aspects of the story where we see how far they can plunge. And I have all of this to say about a man with a bat's head who mutters things like top 10 anime betrayals, which I think says a lot about
boobies. You want to show me boobies?
And I am acting like he's fucking King Lear of character complexity, and he's voiced by fucking Penguin Zio.
It's
he's, like,
impressive
my
that they made like a crypto bro somewhat likable.
Yeah.
They do a better job than Squid Game did.
Yeah.
And there's the Flambe is the Vegeta, I would say. He exists just to piss you off. He's a bully, he's a narcissist, he's a fucking asshole. But even
I'm a bitch. My name's Robert.
But even there's like conditions that can be triggered where he has to take a break to go to his niece's recital. Like, you can't use him for a while because he's like, sorry, niece's recital. And it's like, aw, that's like sweet of him. I love him now.
And then he'll just, as soon as it's over, just go set a fire or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I hate that fucking guy.
I just love the way the characters' different like personalities and arcs directly impact their actions like in the actual gameplay. I have to imagine neither of you picked Waterboy for a certain recruitment point,
No
correct?
fucking way.
I did not.
So his quality for a while is because obviously his character is he's deeply anxious and he's really eager to like prove himself. He'll take up mission slots with his shitty stats and like glom onto somebody else's mission without your permission, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. But as you level him up, you can send him to the academy, which gives him the skill of self-assurance, and he'll stop doing that. Which is like a genius way to kind of, in a subtle and like like a way that doesn't take up narrative real estate, it tells us what his character arc is in being like more independent. When at first he just seems like this really obnoxious punching bag.
Yeah, I fucking hated Waterboy. I could not stand him for a second.
I was kind of I was interested to see what they would do with him from that standpoint, A, and also B, I was still too scared of Phenomenon to like have the liability of having him on my team. Because I fully just lied to him about kissing Mandy. I was like,
okay. I'm putting what your choices that you made together.
Yeah, because there's two romance. Should we like lift the gate on spoilers a bit? I think we're kind of distant.
Skip to this timestamp to avoid spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah, spoiler warning. You can romance either Blonde Blazer or Courtney. Willow, you and I romanced Blonde Blazer, Mandy.
That
Dav,
is correct.
you were texting me day one that you were on the Vizzy train.
Yep.
uh, and
Yep.
yeah, so okay, germane to that, I'd like to. Did Dav? I have to imagine you didn't fail Vizzy as a hero since you romanced her, right?
Right.
Willow, how did yours go? Were you able to redeem her like fully?
No, I think it says even in the credits, like, Vizzy turned to the dark side because you didn't romance her.
It said you neglected her, is the specific phrasing. And I remember that because I didn't romance her, but I didn't. When everyone wants her cut at that point in the story, I said, no, we're not doing that. Because, like, in my literal professional mind, I was like, Flambe tried to kill me, and I'm not cutting him. Because I said I was Mecha Man. So I was like, I would be a hypocrite to cut Vizzy on those grounds. Like, and I also was just a little more interested in where the story would go if I forgave her. But I turned down her kiss in the locker room. I'm just wondering, does Vizzy turn bad if you don't romance her? Is there any way to
I think that is
keep her?
the case, yeah.
That's not the case.
I feel like
There
that
are
would
ways
be
to
horrible.
yeah, there are ways to not neglect her without romancing her. And yeah, still because there's like a pretty neutral way to end the game, you know, of like accomplishing certain things. And I don't even think you necessarily need to romance anybody.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
Okay.
you can turn them both down at a certain point.
The game, I know there's choices I straight up didn't get to make because I just didn't do well enough. I think if you because and now that we're behind the spoiler gate, the kind of sub boss you have that's either sonar or coop, depending on who you fire. If you only can forgive them at the game's ending if you defeat them. Did either of you manage that?
I did not.
I didn't.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was worried I was the only one that sucked because I wanted to keep Sonar because of my manifesto. So I unfortunately betrayed Coop. It wasn't fun, and I wasn't able to defeat her at that point in the story. Just it's pretty tough, I guess. And I know, and at the very end, they're arresting that character, and you can only choose to speak up and keep them out of jail if you defeat them at that point. And
Right.
there must be something. So I couldn't choose whether or not I'd spare Shroud or not. I guess you probably only get that choice if you redeem Invisigirl because she's the one that steps in otherwise.
Oh, you didn't get that choice?
No.
Huh.
I wonder if that did you, Willow?
No, I didn't.
I wonder if that only because I think Vizzy will turn to villainy and do it. So only if you redeem her is the choice in your hands.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I did get that choice.
Because you romanced her, so you were able to turn her good.
Yeah.
Okay. And see, this is what I mean, because just like romancing in Vizzy or Blonde Blazer makes all of that like borderline immaterial in some situations. It's a well-crafted game. I think I'd say the biggest major flaw is I don't like the hacking missions. Because I kind of hate when a video game is like, oh, you're gonna be a hacker, and you're just like moving a blue character in a wireframe.
It does. I think it does kill the momentum a little bit during
Uh-huh.
the dispatches. I wasn't a huge fan of them.
No, yeah, Dispatch 2, they're gone. Get rid of them. They are really surprised by the success of this game. I think they said they met their 3-year sales goal within 3 months.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it sounds like maybe a follow-up wasn't planned and they're just now probably going to scramble to make it happen. So we might be without these characters for a long time. I'd love if they were just like, I don't know, in some, somehow gradually adding on comics or something at least for the wait between I don't know, updates or installments.
Yeah, I think they are already working on something else that's not dispatch related.
Yeah. But
But
I mean,
it's good that it really took off. I mean, I'm glad it
yeah.
did.
And like what we had was delicious. Like leaves me wanting more in a way that like I was so happy with the initial product that it's hard to be disappointed with the idea of it ending. Just like I can live in that space forever.
Yeah, the next one should definitely be longer. And they said that there was a lot that they cut from this game. Like, they cut a bunch of sex scenes, apparently.
Jeez.
No!
I feel like it's gonna be like, okay, you can romance everybody. We hear you.
Just turn the next one into a full-on dating sim. That's what the people want.
Do y'all have like favorite characters we didn't really get to shout out?
I do really like Malevola.
She's amazing. She's so cool.
She's very cool. I really ended up liking Chase a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Chase is
and
great.
of course, Invisigal, I was standing her the whole game.
She's awesome. She's so cool. Speaking of second installments, do you want to talk about Wicked for Good?
Yeah, it was good.
It was good. We had a very good experience. We went to the Alamo.
Oh, fine. Well, I'm a little on the odd outside. I guess I'm in a weird place because you may recall, I didn't even love the first one as much as this one. Or no, sorry, I didn't love the first one as much as you both did. I was at a place where it's like 3 stars. Like, I'll check it out. I'll find it a little silly.
I gave the first one a 7.
Yeah. I guess I was confused because there's a not quiet vocal audience that is saying, this is so much worse than the first one. This is so disappointing. And I'm kind of in a place of like, well, it was always a little silly, you all. Like,
I don't think it's that big of a downgrade.
No.
Yeah.
It's a lot more fan servicey than the first part, but it's still fine. And like, it doesn't have Defying Gravity. That's kind of the biggest dipping quality, I'd say.
A lot of people were like, Act 2 has no good songs. And I agree they aren't they're not as memorable. I thought No Good Deed was sensational. I thought that was
That's my
actually
favorite
like
one too, yeah.
I was happy in that moment. I got the price of admission there. I think that I think some of the character arcs feel kind of rushed. Like Nessa Rose, the sister who like becomes the Countess of the Department of Evil or something.
Yeah, it's like it's a 5-year time jump, right?
Yeah.
And she's just like suddenly just really irritable to be around.
She's Cruella. She's like slamming her hand on the desk. And like, I didn't see someone changing that much over a gap as long as 5 years, but it was only 1 year for us. And that is like 30 seconds of film where I don't have the best grip on how much has changed since like Elphaba becoming a renegade against like the creatures, against the imprisonment of creatures, against the wizard, and living in a tree where she has like a Charlie Kelly pin board, and written in red across the top is "Free the animals." Yeah, I enjoyed it, but I think it almost looks better than the first one. Like some of the settings, at least some of the CGI and lighting.
Yeah.
There's one character I think is laughably bad effects wise. Do you both agree with me? The Scarecrow looks like really awful.
No.
He looks pretty bad. I mean, he's not there for very long.
No.
I mean, I'm glad that they made him like a costume. I think he works.
I was like surprised when I learned it was a costume because something about the way it was lit and like equalized, I don't know if that's the right way to put it, made him look CGI. And I had to like not laugh in the theater, unfortunately. I had to stifle. I think the Tin Man actually looks pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he looks fine.
Yeah. Now, and there's a couple original songs, one of which is Elphaba appealing to the animals, and Cowardly Lion is like a fucking asshole in this. Apparently in a way that's not in the stage show. That is a John Chu original, that the Cowardly Lion like throws Dorothy under the bus and all the animals hate her. I mean, sorry, not Dorothy, Elphaba, yeah.
Huh.
Which is, yeah. Alright.
Well, apparently the fact that the Yellow Brick Road was built with slave labor is also a new thing.
Oh, you don't say. It feels like something they would throw out there. Yeah, because these are based on a series of books that span, like, I want to say 10, 15 novels. And I have friends who know those books pretty intimately, and I don't even say, like, they just are, like, able to point out, I'm like, so is this in the book? And they're like, no, that sounds ridiculous. And I'm like, oh, so this ridiculous thing was also not in the book. So they're like, no, that was there.
It's like America's Journey to the West. Just this strange epic tale with way too much lore, and some people know a lot about it.
Yeah.
You know what they need? What
What's
if they
that?
made Wizard of Oz, but with Tom and Jerry?
That's a great idea.
What if they made The Wizard of Oz, but they just made everyone say like "fuck" a bunch?
Wait, what's that supposed to be?
They could call it Kidz Adult Bop Wizard of Oz.
What are you talking about?
You don't remember Kidz Adults Bop?
No.
I remember Kidz Adults
It
Bop.
sounds vaguely familiar. What?
That's an original idea. We have to explain that
Yeah.
now.
Okay,
Is that one
Kidz
of Troy's?
Adults Bop.
It's one of Troy's IPs, right? I'll cut
No,
it.
I came up with this.
Okay.
Kids Adults Bop. So you know how Kids Bop sometimes like takes songs with like language in them and like tones it down, rewrites it for kids?
Yeah.
So Kids Adults Bop is the same, but in the opposite direction. It adds more swear words to the songs.
So is it
So, like-
still kids singing it? They just happen to be swearing?
No, it's Kids Adults Bop. So like, you know, you ever heard Radioactive? You know, so the Kids Adult Bop version of that would be something like, I'm fucking waking up to fucking ash and dust. I fuck my brow and I sweat. Fuck.
Yeah, Kids Adults Bop. You understand now?
Yeah.
You get it? That's Kids Adults Bop.
What the fuck? Oh. Kids.
We're gonna make a
So it's
fortune
like-
off of this.
So it's like the mode of Kids Bop and how they change songs, but in an adult context that it's using swear.
Like the other way
Yeah.
around. Like we reverse it. We make it more vulgar and more adult.
Wouldn't it be Adult Bop then?
No, it's Kids Adults Bop.
You know what? That makes perfect sense when you put it that way. Okay, well, Dav, help me out here. Let's talk about Kirby Air Riders.
Oh, I played it too.
Well, what did y'all think? Dav,
We played some multiplayer.
you've been hotly anticipating this game. Probably most of all of us. Where are you at with it?
I have been because I trust in Sakurai and all that he does and all that he is. Except for when he decides not to put cinematics in Smash Brothers anymore because he's a petty bitch. But other than that, like, he makes some really good decisions with his games.
Because there's a lot of games I can afford one full price game a month. That's how I budget it. There's a lot to catch up on at this point in the year. Could have been like, I don't know, Borderlands, could have been a Ninja Gaiden, because I gotta really split the difference on what I rent and what I don't. I felt pretty good, like, full on buying Kirby Air Riders.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because, and like you said, Sakurai is just like, he's one of the only game directors, like, with personality that you really want. And it's like, this is the most Sakurai fucking game of all time, in that you turn it on and get an achievement for starting the game for the first time.
Yeah, like in the way that you can watch like a movie and most directors will have like a signature that you can tell it was made by them. That doesn't translate over to video games nearly as much just because they're such like complex works of art driven mostly by their engines than any sort of direction. But Sakurai really does like come in and leave a signature. Like, this is a Sakurai game.
There's
Yeah,
the
it's
Sakurai font. There's
Yeah.
the Sakurai noise when you press A.
The Sakurai's wife's menu design.
Boom! And I was describing it because Willow was like, how does it compare to Mario Kart World and Sonic Racing Crossworlds? And I remember saying, and I wonder if I'm about to say, like, a cupcakes are pie level nonsense. I think Kirby Air Riders is less a kart racer and more an on-rail shooter that sometimes takes the shape of a racing game. Is that total nonsense?
I think Dab described it best, whereas it's not really a racing game, it's just a game where things happen.
Yeah.
That's about, like...
Like, you can try thing, and you can certainly do things that will give you a better chance of winning, but there's just so much goddamn chaos that inevitably you're not gonna win every single match, even if you're really good at the game, and you're not gonna... Like, you're gonna be getting first place even if you've, like, just started playing the game, because it's just how it's gonna work sometimes.
It almost strikes me as, like, the anti-Smash Brothers, in that Sakurai almost feels a little pigeonholed into making the most competitively efficient thing possible. And then he was like, do I have to make it so there's a competitive scene for Kirby Air Riders? No. Okay, I'm doing literally whatever the fuck I feel like. This character can throw webs and basically break the game by pulling himself to a wall. Fuck it. No one's playing this in a tournament.
Everybody can inhale.
Yeah.
We break the precious lore.
There's light transformation where you turn into a beam of light and speed across the screen will break the game. No one cares, because if someone plays this for money, that's their mistake. That's on them.
Yeah.
Oh my
I think
God.
there were times where I was like, we were playing the racing part, and I was like, oh cool, I got second. I don't know how that happened, but...
Yeah! There's definitely like, hey, you know what? You're in first place because you hit enough enemies to go fast enough. It is a game, but just so much is left to chance. And it's, that's why something like City Trial fucking thrives, where it's almost stressful, like, oh, do I want to make sure I have a certain stat boosted to complement my character? No! Just get the fuck in there.
Just pick shit up, start killing people, and try not to die, and have as high a stats as you can at the end of the game.
If I'm playing a fighting game, I'm like, oh, can the other person tell I'm just fucking around? If you have that thought during Kirby Air Riders, you're stupid. Everyone's just fucking around.
I think that if we are lining them up, like the three racers, the big ones from this year of Mario Kart, Sonic, and this is my favorite of the three.
I love it. I think it's great.
I do like it a lot, but I think it's so, like, detached from a racing game that I can't even, like, put it in the same...
Yeah.
It still is a racing game. Like, there is that element to it.
Like, City Trials.
City Trial is my favorite part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're saying, when someone says Kirby Air Riders, Willow, your brain defaults to City Trials, which is more of a fucked up Twisted Metal than a kart racer.
Yeah.
But it's like, and Mario Kart World has, like, free roam and battle mode, but that's not, like... It's still a racing game.
And maybe this is probably like, I feel like there's a generation older than us that like loves kart racer battle mode. Like they live and die by that shit. And then like something about the games we specifically grew up with and like I feel like we're kind of like, who gives a shit? But the controls and feel of Kirby Air Riders is so fucking spot on that I love, like, battle missions and that kind of gameplay.
Yeah, and it's crazy just how much variety there is in the gameplay, because you have, like, those, the basic, like, air ride, you have the top ride, City Trial is, like, your core game modes, and then you have, like, the stadium mini games that are just, they turn everything on their head. And so when you're playing through, like, the road trip mode... it's just this total trail mix of just all these different play styles, kind of one after another, and it like really works.
And none of them would like if you gave me one of these three modes as like a game and said $70, I'd be like, oh, fuck off. But like it switches them up quickly enough that it feels like you spend significant time getting that dopamine hit, and then it doesn't overstay its welcome.
Yeah. It's all very fine-tuned. It works very well.
it was probably also a really intentional point that Sakurai kind of put his foot down on unlocking characters, because again, this isn't going to be competitive in any way. No one's like at an unfair advantage because they have Bandana Waddle Dee unlocked longer than you do. So some of the characters are like, I wouldn't say like hard to unlock, but they're like hidden. Like I did have to look up how to unlock one or two, because it's like on this specific track you have to use this many items or what have you. So my initial idea was, okay, if I just play long enough, I'll get people by happenstance. But you do kind of have to like put the odds in your favor to play as your favorite. I was going so long without Rick that I just had to look up how to get him.
Yeah, I got Rick completely by chance.
Right.
But they give you that like challenge menu that Smash Brothers has had for so long, of just like this grid of do this and you'll get X reward, and you can kind of follow that basically and just do the challenge that you can actually see. And it will eventually lead you to just like, here's a new character, new stage, new recolor.
I think the
so
last
much to unlock in this game.
I think the last individual character I still have to unlock is Mark.
He takes a lot. You got to spend a lot of money.
Yeah, it's like 300,000.
I really wanted to unlock Marks. When he wasn't on the screen, I was like, what the fuck, Dav?
You only start with like 4 characters, and I don't know how many I still have left.
Do you have Taranza, little spider fella?
I don't think so.
You have to win the short race in City Trial, which it's a pain in the ass, because I was literally playing over and over, just hoping a short race would happen. And like then it's like not like a surefire thing you can win right away. He's like, I'd say it took me like a solid 4 days with the game playing City Trial to unlock him. Good ass game. Y'all pick next. I know. Do we still got the Running Man, Share Company, Predator? Do we feel like we can make a meal out of any of those?
Chair Company, I do want to wait until the finale, because right now it's definitely a slow burn.
Yeah,
I mean, we're getting close to the end of it, right?
Yeah, I think there's like one more episode.
Yeah.
We could probably save it.
Okay. We might have to, because next this should be the Toasties, if all goes as planned. So maybe we just do a pre-show where we talk about, like, Chair Company. What did you mention that you were saving, Dav?
I don't recall.
Oh, Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe that's like, I don't know, pre-show material. Do you feel like talking about the Running Man?
Let's do it. Let's talk about the Running Man.
What was that, Willow?
I said Running Man was pretty fun.
Yeah. Dav, you're a little lower on it. Where are you at?
I thought it was fine. I think it had a like a good message.
Mm-hmm.
But not a like, my understanding is that this one is more faithful to the original than the like Schwarzenegger Running Man.
The book definitely is way darker and has a much, much darker ending.
Right.
But I almost feel like you couldn't do the ending in a big movie today, like a big studio movie.
Well, here's the thing. I think you can.
Yes.
I do think you could do that now. I think it's been long, because the ending of The Running Man is like one of the only things I ever really knew about it going in.
Yes.
And when they were like setting it up to make it look like that's what was going to happen, I was like, "Oh, finally, we're fucking Hollywood's got their balls. We can finally do this shit again. We can finally, forget."
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. But they didn't. They did make it a much happier ending. And
in a
that's
way,
fine.
Yeah, and the execution is a bit of like, oh, come on. Like,
it's
I kind of
really
knew you'd have to do this, but it has like this. Come on.
Like, I understand that the current political climate is not really conducive to bummer endings. I know people want to like go to the movie theaters and kind of escape all the bullshit that's happening in real life. So like I kind of respect the ending in that regard, where it's, you know, they're reading the room.
Yeah.
But
some critics were like, this hits too close to home. Like, this is just life at the moment.
well, I mean, that's the
And,
entire movie is about like class divide.
I feel like that's true, and it either needed to be 10% more upsetting or 10% more elevated and distant. Because right now, it's just a point where it's like, yeah, shit sucks. I don't know what to tell you.
But yeah, and just the movie itself, I feel, was just weirdly paced. Like the story kind of just goes from like one action set piece to another, and it's not like most of them aren't very well set up.
You've got characters that are like almost taking a companion role for stretches of the film, but not in a way that's consistent, that it feels like thematic or intentional. Like it feels kind of sloppy.
Yeah, like some characters just kind of show up, do something really stupid, and then get themselves killed. And that's the whole thing.
I still don't quite understand where, like, at the end, that random girl that he just, like, came across. It's like, she's the main character now.
That is Oscar nominee / maybe winner Amelia Jones from Coda. So I think they were like, we have Oscar nominee / maybe winner from Coda. Should we do something with her? And they're, and Edgar Wright, who's I love, but is also a little like, oh, you want me to put a woman in this movie? All right. Sad wife. No, we already have that.
Edgar Wright did not direct this movie. I'm sorry.
You feel like it feels anonymous in your opinion.
Yeah, because he has such, and I think a lot of this is editing too, but like he has such a specific style that I don't think was captured. It honestly, I mean, I don't want to say this because I know it's probably not true, but it honestly felt like he was just like, yeah, I'll direct The Running Man, sure, whatever.
Yeah, well, it feels like he's a bit domesticated, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when Sam Raimi had to make a movie for Marvel Studios.
Yeah.
Okay, but I do feel like there were a few Raimi scenes in oh my gosh, I almost called it Mountains of Madness. Multiverse of Madness. I feel like there was maybe one Edgar Wright shot in this movie, and the rest you could have just told me that it was like, I don't know, and John Smith as the director.
Yeah, could have been anybody.
Right, and I would say it makes me think of Last Night in Soho, which is a film that I like way more than most people. There's like, I think there's a loud echo chamber that fucking hates this movie, and I wouldn't even blame anyone. I think, and like Dav, I know you're like not hot on that one. Like you were like kind of with it.
It was pretty meh.
Yeah, but I'd say at least that one is very distinct, and it feels like an Edgar Wright movie, for better or worse.
Yeah, that one was pretty unique. I didn't love everything it was doing, but yeah, it had its own identity.
And I feel like it was because there's, again, a not quiet continuum of people that are like, this is kind of fucked up, this is like, I don't really like what Edgar, I don't really need to hear about feminism from the Scott Pilgrim guy, and I kind of don't blame them, frankly. But there is a certain thing where it's like, hey, Edgar, no sex stuff. Don't be gross with this one. And he's like, oh, so like action, like yeah, explosion,
and like kind of R-rated action, but kind of not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sometimes a character will say "fuck" just to remind you are watching an R-rated movie.
Yeah. It's not doing well. It's a weird step for Glenn Powell's movie star trajectory, because he's got like the Tom Cruise playbook where it's like rom-com, then like action hero, avoid superheroes. I think he wound up stepping into a superhero movie that would pitfall him in a similar way without realizing it. Like, he's like, okay, gritty action hero, and he opens the box and it actually says superhero, and he's like, oh shit, and it's like too late to run it back. Predator Badlands, do y'all want to educate me on that one?
I think Dav didn't like this one as much, but I really enjoyed this. I thought this was a really cool way to take a Predator movie. Like, it's not Predator. Not even close. But it is an action survival movie, and I think that, like, as far as, like, character-wise, besides, I would say, like, the initial Predator, Deck, who is the Predator in this one, is, like, a pretty well-established character.
I've heard people describe this as, like, if Predator were a Saturday morning cartoon, this is what it would be adapted into. Do you feel that's kind of the vibe?
I guess that's not completely wrong, but I feel like it's a little less, like... It's not exact... Okay, definitely the android character at the beginning is a bit marvelly, but she kind of stops after she
Is that Elle Fanning with her legs gone? Yeah, I just, like, felt kind of... And I hate to posture a certain way, but I sum up why I didn't want to see this movie by just suggesting that I had Thanksgiving break. I go to the movies as often as I can with all this time off. I could see Elle Fanning in a Norwegian awards darling where she plays an actress taking on the onus of playing a man's daughter in a film he's directing and the turmoil and anxiety she feels about that. Or I can see her as a cyborg and she can put her finger in the air and say, like, my calculations tell me that predators and Weyland-Yutani androids can be friends. And I was like, I just don't need that in my life.
It's so weird because this movie I think has a really, really great concept and idea and message. And it's, for the most part, for me, it just hits pretty boring and cheesy in a way that is not very good for specifically the Predator franchise. Like, it really doesn't fit. I think that the Killer of Killers was a much, much stronger entry than this one.
Well, okay, there's people... Sorry, Willow, you go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I think it's definitely not a Predator movie. It's just like with the Predator characters, but I think, like, separate from being like a classic Predator movie, like, it's not scary. It's just like an action film. Yeah. But I think, like, for what it is and what they were trying to do, I think they do it successfully.
At least, like, Prey, I don't know if you feel the same way that I like it. I was about to say I like it a lot more than this. I haven't seen it, but...
I do like Prey more than this.
Prey has a sense of, like, tension and anxiety and a bit of, and, like, a primeval setting that helps it. I wouldn't call that a horror movie, but it leans into, like, the horror elements inherent to Predator, where this seems just like sci-fi action.
Well, yeah, because in Prey, like, one of the big things about it is that it's a lot like the first movie in that the main character feels like they are completely out of their depth with the situation. Like, you cannot imagine how they could possibly be victorious against this thing. And in this movie, you are told that the main character is like a runt, but he frankly does a very good job of like basically being a superhero at certain times and, like, jumping between trees, and I never really feel like he's facing something that he's not going to be able to just kill.
Mm-hmm. And, like, people are harsh on Alien Romulus, and I think that's in, like, where it's like, that at least... I wouldn't call that movie like, oh god, that was so fucking scary. But it has horror elements that I think help distinguish the Xenomorphs and that world as its own thing, as opposed to another movie where people fight in a chrome background.
Yeah. I mean, the set pieces in this are not, like, to the movie's credit, it's not super generic, but it is mostly like, okay, we're in a company headquarters camp now, and there's a bunch of industrial equipment. So do something with that. But I'd take it over just like a barren wasteland with the sun constantly in the background, lens flare in your face.
Is that like one of the other, or is that
I'm
Predator?
I'm thinking of the Flash movie.
Oh yeah, the fucking
that is like the ultimate culmination of here's a completely empty, barren fucking wasteland. Everybody start fighting each other.
Let's go have our fight on CGI Street. Feeling how long we've discussed, do y'all have solo toasts and roasts?
Not off the top of my head. This has been kind of a catch-up month for me.
Yeah.
I beat Yakuza 8, which I enjoyed, but I think definitely the ending needed some work. I found my original copy of fucking Pokemon Emerald, so I'm doing a playthrough of that. And I'm trying to do Hades as well, which is a very fun but very hard game.
What you did?
I guess since we're just doing like mini toasts and roasts, I will throw out. We watched Ben 10 Race Against Time.
Oh my god. I can't believe you fuckers hijacked my movie night for that.
Well, I mean, like we got some good out of it. Now we're watching the main series together weekly, and that's a much better experience. Yeah. I was just kind of blown away at how much that movie was like my favorite movie ever when it came out, and now it's so dumb and lame and stupid, and I hate it.
A surprisingly fortuitous venture, just like veering into watching all of Ben 10. I'm having a lot of fun revisiting it. It's like, and like, I even made a video about why I like it so much not long ago, so it's been fresh on my mind as recently as starting this channel within COVID bounds. And I'm still like, oh, you know, it holds up. I'm actually like pleasantly surprised.
It's interesting how much of it feels like you'll be watching it and somebody will say a line and it'll be like, oh, that's such a cliche. But then you think about it and it's like, well, this was kind of one of the shows that made that a cliche.
It was our generation's Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I'd say.
Yeah, well, I'm amazed at how similar it is to like 90s Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Honestly, that is a good point. Yeah.
And it has super fascinating villains of the week, whereas I feel that super fascinating is maybe glazing a bit, but like interesting like villain of the week super villains. Whereas you have shit like My Adventures with Superman, where the villains just like blow and feel really repetitive.
I will say, not defending My Adventures with Superman, because I will never do that. But I will say I can't remember a lot of the villains of the week as much as I remember what happened in the episodes of Ben 10. But like that being said, I feel like the villains of the week are there to be like, okay, Ben has to figure out how to use this. And there's like, I think the repeating ones are really solid. Like, I think Kevin 11 is a great concept. And I think Vilgax, for as much as he is just kind of big, scary monster, does work. Like, he's a fun villain.
He hits that sweet spot of very appropriately raising the stakes when need be without, like, plunging the show in a whole different direction.
Yeah, he's definitely, he's like, I'm gonna fucking murder Ben 10, and it's like, we know you're not gonna do that, but like...
I believe you're capable, like, I think you want to. You wouldn't chicken out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I just get a little anxious watching this show now, because when I was a kid, I loved this show, and I checked out after Alien Force was done, and, at least if I remember correctly, that's about the time that the show really starts to nosedive in quality, when they just start doing very weird things with the show.
Like when they're kind of gearing up to change to Alien Force. They're like, okay, do what you feel like. We got one more season. Halloween
Well,
monster aliens.
whatever came out after Alien, was it Ultimate
Oh,
Alien?
after I got mixed up. Yeah, there was Ultimate Alien, which I agree is like a little. I've rewatched Alien Force as recently as college age, and I'm like, this shit holds up and is like a
Right.
pretty good cartoon. Everything after that, I kind of like either the art style or my impression of the humor as it was presented. I was almost like, no.
I remember Ultimate Alien was like pretty much the same art style as Alien Force, but like the characters get more annoying, and then whatever they did after that is
was like
when
completely.
they change the art style completely. They fuck with the
It's-
lore a bunch and the continuity.
One Ninja Turtles universe to another, but Ben 10 taking on that transition at an accelerated pace to a point that you don't even fully articulate that this is a different continuity.
Yeah, and then whatever the newer version of like the original Ben 10 is, where they totally babyfy the art style and make them look so young.
Like fully Powerpuff Girls and Teen
Right,
Titans.
yeah.
Like this is just a comedy in a superhero world.
It's kind of sad watching the show knowing that that's where this goes, and it never really recovers from that.
Will hard stop with like Ultimate. It has like, oh, and now there's an ultimate like mega evolution to each alien, and they all fucking suck. They're eyesore. Like part of it's kind of impressive. You hear like, oh, he can turn into 10 aliens. It's like, oh, okay, but they have a cohesion and they're cool looking. You can kind of tell what each alien does just by looking at them, and they have a distinct silhouette. And then they're like, and then Ultimate Stink Fly is purple and has bigger horns.
To
What
be
if it was
fair-
purple?
To be fair, you're calling those mega evolutions, but a lot of mega evolutions are just kind of like that.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm not saying
I have
it's
it.
like a wrong thing to say. I'm just saying it's very accurate, because there are
Yeah,
some mega
yeah.
evolutions that are like, oh my god, Metagross becomes a fucking floating tank with 4 extra arms, and then some are just like, Audino's white.
Yeah. Yeah. There is like the odd mega evolution that hits so hard though. Like they knew God took his time with Mega Gyarados, I'd say. I did not like Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, and I really loved Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. Do either of you have questions about that?
No.
I mean, I'm curious about Wake Up Dead Man, but I kind of want to see it for myself when it comes out.
Yeah, I
would
think
say-
it's very good.
I was going to say, I don't care about spoilers for Wake Up Dead Man, but I am still curious about Frankenstein.
I'd say, and I don't know if I'm backing you into a corner with this, but I recall specifically you dislike the Ana de Armas character of the first Knives Out. I remember you saying that a lot. Is that still true?
I mean, I haven't watched it since I first saw it, so I'd be up for giving it another try. But yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of her character, I think, the first time I saw it.
I want to reflect back on that the companion protagonist character of Wake Up Dead Man is Josh O'Connor, and he's honestly amazing.
Oh,
he's the rare modern movie character where I'm like, this should be a remembered cinema character. This guy rocks. He plays Father Judd Duplicity, and he is a boxer who killed someone in the ring. And to fend off his demons he felt from that in his youth, he becomes a pastor. And he's hiding tattoos under his robe. He's genuinely trying to do better, but he's also this kind of scrappy kid from New York. And that sounds cartoonish, and they have it dialed to the point where it's oh, I love, he's my best lead actor at the moment. He's so good.
I'm quite excited for this one.
I could see it. A lot of people say they like it more than the original. I haven't. It's been a little long for me to. I don't want to overhype it. I think I also just like hated Glass Onion, so I was surprised that I loved this one so much. And I know you're not in that place, so you don't have like quite the same like distance to climb up. Maybe it'll. I don't want to overhype it. I think most folks will like it though.
Yeah, Glass Onion was definitely worse than the first one, but I didn't really hate it.
Yeah, I think there's like the expanded cast. I'd say their screen time isn't distributed incredibly well, the way it is maybe done a little better in the other movies. But I think the characters that are memorable are like Haley Spaney in this is sensational. Kerry Washington, oh god, Glenn Willow. I was thinking you'd love the Glenn Close character because you love like I just know you love like an old lady with like a little more going on than they let on, and that is this done beautifully.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. All right. And Frankenstein, I'm kind of in the minority on. I just think it's a little CGI poo-poo ugly. And I think I just have to like remember that's what movies look like now every 8 months or so. I was pretty disappointed by it. And there's people saying like this was amazing, like movie of the year material. I think it is like I think Elordi as Frankenstein is great. I docked this movie about a full star when he went down a castle water slide propelled by an explosion. And I'm dead
that
serious.
sounds so fun.
That happens in the movie. So, you know what? Give it a try. Maybe it's for you. It kind of wasn't for me.
Probably not a faithful adaptation.
No, I remember it's in the book Mary Shelley mentions, and he's like, and then Frankenstein's monster goes down the slide.
On the water slide and go boom!
And then he gets like stuck on a ledge and he goes, help, somebody help.
In like some broad structural strokes, it's very faithful, but it feels like a superhero movie. Like Frankenstein has Wolverine regeneration, and he survives a fucking like landmine, and he's in the middle with smoke rising out like Superman. And people are like, Guillermo's always been the guy, and I'm a little like, sure. I have to like, he's one of the big auteurs I'm just like not on board with. I think the only movie of his I truly think is great is The Shape of Water. I actually am a little like, is he really that much better than like, you know, any given studio director who works in I don't know. I think he's a little overrated, a little much.
You're not super big on like Pan's Labyrinth?
No, not really. That one, like Hellboy for a bit, but then even rewatching that one recently, I'm like, this is a good superhero movie. But I also feel I'm probably pretty alone. I also like, remember, I was like not impressed by Pinocchio when that movie has every accolade and triumph to be legendary, and I kind of don't have a great reason. That just like bounces off the backboard for me.
I mean, not a lot of people really talk about it anymore.
Yeah. We ready for the news?
Oh wait, one more thing. I need to throw this out there before the Toasties because I didn't get a chance to last month because it was spooky season and it wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
City the animation is fucking fantastic.
Oh, okay.
I don't have much more to say than that. Just that it's so. If you just want a good, comfy escape with fantastic animation, and you want to see anime girls make a YouTube poop to the tune of Mambo Number 5, this is for you.
Sounds amazing. Is this adapted from a manga?
Yeah, it's from the manga that's just called City, and it's by the same author that did Nichijou. So, and I personally, I mean, I've been a big fan of Nichijou for a while, like more than a decade at this point. I think this topped it. It's like, it's better.
That's all right. Okay, I'll check it. And what about 1726? You mentioned that to me as well.
What is that? Oh, the Fujimoto series?
Yeah.
So, this is a weird one because I'm still watching the anime for it. I've seen the first couple episodes, but right before it came out, I went ahead and read all of them because I have them
Yeah.
physically. Uh, Fujimoto is such a creative young man. It's just like a collection of 8 short stories, and all of them I'd say are at least pretty good. I know Willow, you weren't really a big fan of the one where the character wakes up as a girl.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, this is exactly what gender dysphoria is like," and it's like, I I guess technically, but I just don't think that was the right way to do it.
It was interesting to because I think that's like the highest rated episode on Serialized.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I completely disagree. I
Well,
thought it was kind of rubbish.
it's I think it's pretty clearly told from the perspective of somebody who is cisgender and is like kind of taking a
Trying
guess
to
as to
step
what that's like.
into the idea of something that's like very intimate for a lot of people.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it doesn't necessarily feel disrespectful so much as just like misguided.
Well
See,
intended, but like kind of in the wrong direction.
no, yeah, that's like I don't think that he wrote it and he's like, this is gonna be such an own to trans people.
Yeah.
I think he like had the idea, what if a guy woke up as a girl?
Right.
And I think that like, and I do think that this is like, part of a strength of Fujimoto's writing, but I think a lot of people are seeing stuff that was not intended in there.
And I think that's maybe some small part of what makes art beautiful. Like a thing that's that like people can interpret it in whatever they want, and not much can change what it means to them. Like you heard me gas on for minutes on end about the funny Batman from Dispatch, because that's what the character means to me. But at the same time, that's how I can sympathize just being in the shoes of like, that's not how I see this, you know?
Yeah. And like, there are trans people I know that are like, this is just such a good show of dysphoria, or this is like such a good thing of the trans experience. And I don't know, I think at least my experience is so like nuanced and like different from like other people, because that's just how it is. But it
It's
just
never
like
gonna be one size fits all for every member, even of a shared experience.
exactly, yeah. And so like
Yeah.
I can see like people find meaning in stuff, and that can be great for them. But for me, this story just was it wasn't for me.
I mean, at the very least, 17 to 26 is an anthology, and while I do think that that is pretty much the weakest story in the batch, there's still 7 other stories that are all really good, in my opinion. One of my favorites is just called, it's called Shikaku, and it's about a girl who grows up to be like the deadliest assassin in the world, but still she's just like a cute girl. And she gets contracted by a guy who is a vampire to kill him because he's bored. And she's like, that's basically the problem, is she's like struggling to figure out a way to finally kill this guy who's so bored with his life. And things escalate so much from there. And without going into spoilers, all I'll say is, God, I wish that were me.
Oh god.
Oh, Dev, what do you think of Godzilla Minus One having its sequel title revealed? That we are in fact getting Godzilla Minus Zero.
Don't fuck it up. I hope it's good, because the first Godzilla Minus One is my favorite Godzilla film.
Is
And
it
this one,
is it in your top 4, or is that Shin Godzilla?
my like Letterboxd top 4.
I guess either or. Yeah, you just said it was your favorite Godzilla film, so you like it more than Shin Godzilla. So that's
Yeah.
Is it? But is it in your top 4? I almost feel like it is.
Right now, it's my number 7,
Okay, that's still
so
really
quite
good.
quite close to the top 4.
Yeah.
I don't see how they could improve on it. It's such a wonderful story.
Do you think does Minus Zero imply they're going back further, like it's a prequel?
No.
I think it's like a BC 80. So like the number is
-1 is
lower.
less than 0.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, silly me. Okay, I see.
It seems, I mean, all we can really do is theorize at this point. We don't know anything about this movie other than the logo and the title.
Yeah.
Some people, and I kind of buy this, but I would be amazed if this is the case, are looking at the logo and saying, that's Hedorah.
And that would really fit with the theming, like, just like as a companion to the first one being so directly tied to the very, like, human allegorical aspects of Godzilla, that would be kind of easy to tie Hedorah into, as opposed to, like, justifying Gigan or what have you.
Yeah, and, like, because the original Godzilla vs. Hedorah is weirdly dark in a lot of ways. It's a Showa-era Godzilla movie, and it's still kind of silly in that way, but Hedorah straight up, like, skeletonizes people, and, like, there's, like, footage of babies and cats, like, drowning in carcinogenic sludge.
Right.
Yes!
And I could see them taking that and, like, bringing it to the -1, like, tone and doing something cool with that.
And, you know, and then that's, you know, and that's the same movie where Godzilla, like, turns fully horizontal for, like, a double suplex kick and just flies through the air.
No, that's versus Megalon, I think.
Okay.
Versus Hedorah is the one where he curls up into a ball and then atomic rays the ground and flies through the air.
I knew something insane happened in that movie with, like,
he fucking flies.
One of Godzilla's, like, weird old magic tricks of physics that he never does now because it would be fucking stupid.
Hedorah's a really good design too.
Yeah.
I like Hedorah.
That was maybe one of, like, that was, my uncle used to get me the Godzilla DVDs, and I think that's one of the first ones I saw, because it was one of the first one. It was, like, bundled with Mothra, I think, so it was, like, those two for a long time.
It's also the most psychedelic Godzilla.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it's the most a lot of things, but not my favorite. So they have, like, a real slam dunk chance at, like, extracting what really works about Hedorah and doing it their way and having, like, the definitive Hedorah movie.
It was very refreshing when I was marathoning all the Godzilla movies when that came up, and just how different it was from all the other Showa movies.
Yeah. We could have used a Godzilla this month. I thought this was interesting. We had the worst recorded box office October since 1997 this year. I thought this was... I just thought it was... Because if you're not... I don't know if y'all are looking right at our docket. 2 huge releases got delayed. Do either of you remember what those are?
One of them was
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. And then the Michael Jackson biopic. Those were, like... So that's Lionsgate and Warner Brothers. 2 taking big pieces off the board. Michael Jackson, for really funny reasons, they finished that film and found out they were not legally allowed to depict a good chunk of it in a movie. They got a cease and desist from they didn't say stop making the movie, but the Jackson estate was like, we will sue you if you move forward with these aspects of Michael Jackson's life depicted in your film. So make of that that's why, and they're kind of saying, we want to negotiate to make that chunk of the film happen, and we'll make it 2 movies to, like, cushion the blow of the delay. So that is a chop-shopped ass movie that was supposed to save October box office, and instead is flung into next April.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably would have done better if there were more horror movies, but what did we get? Like, The Conjuring?
Every week I was like, Yeah, I would prioritize a scary movie in October. But I think my weekly movie trips were The Smashing Machine, which I think is good and people are too mean to, but it like belly flopped box office wise.
Right.
In a similar vein, as we discussed sooner, the Sydney Sweeney boxing biopic, Christie. So that's two really popcorny movie stars wanting to do their serious pivot into sports, and a mainstream audience just being like, not today, no. Drawn Aries, which that was a whole thing.
Yeah.
People, I think Jared Leto being, for a big chunk of time, done as a movie star, by the sound of it. And then, like, things that are art house in the first place, like Die My Love and Begonia, that wouldn't bring in those huge audiences anyway, but with, like, Mortal Kombat being, like, a big piece of IP that people say is supposed to be rather good, I truly think it wouldn't have moved to May if the studio didn't have a lot of faith in it. I think it's supposed to be, like, a light summer fire starter. And without everything just, like, fell to pieces, and the smallest amount of money got spent at theaters in close to 30 years, which I find pretty nuts.
October was a really rough month. I feel like no good scary movies came out, and I feel like that's what I look forward to most in October.
You don't want to see the dog movie, but we have this heckin' Puppo that you can love so much.
You want to see Shelby Oaks?
I heard Shelby Oaks was, like, really bad, right?
Yeah.
Which wasn't the creator of that like a movie reviewer, and he was like,
yes.
I'm gonna make a good movie. I'm gonna show them how it's done. My absolute favorite trope is pompous ass like YouTube movie reviewers being like, I've been ripping on movies my entire life, and I've made a career just shitting on shit. And now I'm gonna show you how it's done. I'm gonna make a movie or book of myself, and it's just really, really bad.
Well, and it'll be bad, and then they'll be like, people will ask, like, what do you think of how bad it was? And they turn into, like, the Tim Robinson character that's, like, making excuses for losing at wrestling, where he's like, it's hard to make movies. I never said I could do a good job. It's difficult. Who cares?
To be fair, I don't think Chris Stuckman has necessarily had that reaction to this movie, as far as I know.
It seems like he carried it in, like, some pretty decent grace. And then I think his latest review, he just posted a new review video. And I want to say it's something like, it's 8 minutes long, and 3 of those minutes are an ad. Meaning he's like...
For Shelby Oaks?
For, like, a sponsor.
Oh, like a sponsor? Okay.
Like, he's just, like, had a hard time sticking the landing. Like, well, movie kind of flopped.
I'm sure he lost money on it.
Yeah, which, hate to see it happen.
It was very poorly marketed, and it felt like a Paranormal Activity type movie, but those have been out of date for more than 10 years.
And I couldn't begin to tell you what it's about. Like, how am I, And then it was also, like, Black Phone sequel, which actually kinda stuck the landing, but still only did as well as a Black Phone sequel could.
The first one didn't, like, sweep people off their feet or anything.
Yeah. Like, I liked the first one fine, but I did not have any... Well, it's also, like, there's a Ready or Not sequel next year. And I'm like, I remember really liking that first one, but nowhere near enough to sit down in a theater for a sequel.
It works well as a one-off thing, and then why? I wouldn't want to see more of that. Like, how is Five Nights at Freddy's 2 coming out in December?
Because it's gonna make a shit ton. Every child on the planet is gonna see it.
But that would have done crazy in October.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
I think it's more like December is when Christmas break is, or winter.
Yes.
Break. So all the kids are going to be like, take me to see Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Exactly. And I think that says a lot that they see it more as an IP for kids adjacent to Minecraft than like, a horror IP that like actual horror fans will seek out in October.
It's an IP that sells toys.
Yeah. That's why it's neighbors with like SpongeBob and Avatar 3.
Oh my god, SpongeBob looks fucking abysmal. That is the worst I have ever seen SpongeBob.
It's like that first SpongeBob movie is like kind of great, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it just like it doesn't even. This is the fourth one, and like above all else, it just doesn't feel special anymore. Whereas at least the second SpongeBob movie, it was a little like, oh, there's a SpongeBob in theaters. Now it's like, there's another SpongeBob in theaters.
Yeah, wasn't there just one recently about like Sandy?
There was a Sandy. So if you count the Sandy and Plankton spin-off movies, there are 6 SpongeBob
Jesus
movies.
Christ.
But there's 4 theatrical ones. One was a COVID release, so it's kind of memory hold.
Yeah.
But there are 4 theatrical, and I feel like they're getting like a tighter gap between release each time to their detriment. And they're attaching a Christmas Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja, or not Rise, Mutant Mayhem Ninja Turtle short that I love to see, because that's like exactly my shit, but I don't want to see that shitty new SpongeBob movie.
Sure, you can wait for it to go online somewhere.
I hope if they post it, because here's the thing, I don't want to watch a Christmas thing after Christmas. I don't want to wait a whole year. So I hope they'll like post it. It's in theaters December 19th, so they have a week. Before I'm like not in the mood to watch it, and before I save it for next year somehow. Speaking of movies for children, we got new looks at the Super Mario Galaxy movie, Toy Story 5, and the Moana remake. Hell of a lineup to be making Super Mario Galaxy look kinda good somehow, question mark.
Mm-hmm.
I think it looks decent. Looks fine.
And I'm the one of us who like likes Mario movie like pretty much unabashedly. Like I'm happy to. I acknowledge it has many flaws. I just am kind of happy to meet it at its level, and I'm a little like, okay, they're actually kind of cooking some Bowser Jr. stuff here. It looks pretty watchable as opposed to like lame as it could be.
Yeah, I'll see it. Why not?
As opposed to like Toy Story 5 just being like, I don't know. I don't want this. Send it back.
What are you doing on that confounded computer?
The villain is Lilypad, voiced by Greta Lee.
Lilypad, voiced by Trunks.
Yeah, damn. Woody's. I can't wait. I can't wait to see how they explain that Woody is back. I don't know what to tell. And Moana 26, which I also saw a preview for. Moana 2026 live action, not the 26th Moana movie. Which, we're on our way. We're getting there. 23 to go.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that trailer on the big screen when I saw Zootopia 2 today, and it was really upsetting.
They didn't even show it in front of Zootopia 2 for us, I don't think.
Yeah.
I was there for most of the previews, and I did not see that trailer. I don't know. I hope that movie does horrible.
It's gonna do so. Kids love Moana.
I know kids love Moana, but like, at what point do you look at like as a parent? I would probably be like, okay, kids, you want to see that Moana? We're just gonna fucking watch. We're gonna stay at home. I'm gonna fire up the original Moana on Disney Plus, and that's what you're gonna fucking get.
And I almost wonder, I think I'll be proven wrong. There's a small thing, because like Lion King, Lilo and Stitch, all those that like knocked it out of the park, had a generation of childless adults willing to buy their own ticket that I think might not quite be there with Moana.
This is so recent that there are going to be parents with the same kids who took them to see the first Moana. Moana
2 did make gangbusters, despite being a film that doesn't exist.
That's more Moana for your typical moviegoer. That's just
as opposed to a rehash of the initial Moana.
Versus a live action that Yeah, I think you're right that it is going to do well,
Yeah.
but I don't know how it's going to compare to like the Lilo and Stitch live action.
That which,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, no. Nuts. Fucking nuts. Alright, there was a PlayStation State of Play, but I opened an article saying what was announced, and I kinda can't... I must have written it down.
Well, it was just a Japan only one, right?
I guess so. I must have written it down for a reason, maybe to not forget to look up what was in it.
Isn't that when they announced the Sonic characters?
Yeah, and I also have that separate, so maybe I just we got Tangle and Whisper in Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Willow,
Oh,
I think
yeah.
you're... Yeah, I was like so excited to show you because I know you were hoping for that.
Yeah, I'm just really glad. The Sonic comic characters are awesome. I don't know about the Archie characters because I never read those, but like Tangle and Whisper, like really fun characters, and I hope that we'll get like some more comic characters in the future too.
They showed more Marvel Tokon fighting Souls. What's are you as concerned that I am, Willow, that we still don't know what characters are in this game beyond that initial 8?
See, I was gonna say, it is kind of weird that they're like either waiting this long, or it just seems like something's going on. Like why haven't we seen a single trailer?
And it's we've been getting Invincible versus new characters like at a steady clip. Like it feels like every couple of weeks. Whereas Marvel, it feels like if Marvel is holding out on us, there's maybe 2 more waiting that they got to spread out.
That's what I was gonna say. This is supposed to be like the answer to Marvel vs. Capcom, and if it has a roster of like 15 or less, it's just dead on arrival. It's not gonna work. You have to have.
Yeah.
I would say, especially for a 4-person team.
Yeah, that's crazy.
30 characters. 30 characters at the very minimum.
You need to be. You can't divide up all of your. Like a fight can't contain half your roster at any given time.
Yeah, we only know of like 8 right now, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
I think we know more characters that are going to be in the fucking Avatar fighting game, and that was announced like a month ago.
You might be right. I don't. At least a close enough number that's a little ridiculous. I hope. I mean, maybe it's just like not as far along as we think. I hope like they're just kind of jerking our dicks and waiting to drop a bomb on us, but it's a little concerning.
Yeah, maybe because like. I don't know, it does feel like, because they're doing, like, this is their second open beta, and they're only adding 2 new characters that were already announced, you know?
We were a little unsure about Invincible Versus at first. I think the more we see of it, looking pretty good? Am I crazy for saying that?
I don't know, I'm not sure I can get over the
art style?
Yeah, the art style, it just looks very,
It's a bit cheap. It's a bit plasticky. I think I would buy it. I think it looks good enough to eat, but I also see where you're coming from, where it's unfortunate it's not just like a bit more polished.
Yeah. It feels like, I don't know, I feel like for especially like air combo, multiplayer, not multiplayer, but like team fighting games, you need all the moves to be either really fast or really, like, impactful with animation. Like, like, I don't know, in Fighter Z, when you play as, Janemba, and you do this, like, quick 1-2-3 combo, if you do, like, the second move of that, in the middle, it's got, like, a bigger startup, but it's still, like... Because of, like, the speed of the game, they, like, chain into each other and it looks fast. For Invincible Versus, it looks like you see each hit land, and then you like, and I guess this is, like, a bit strange to say for non-fighting game players, but you see the hits land, and then the next one just does its, like, full animation, like, equally slow, even though the hit stun is the same.
It's like you would expect the longer a combo gets, you'd be moving faster, but there's like the momentum isn't continuous.
Yeah, like I saw, I don't know, I saw like an Omni-Man combo, and it just looks like the person in front of them is floating in the air, and Omni-Man is hitting him like 3 separate times, as opposed to a combo. I think that's why it like doesn't quite do it for me.
I'll say, I'm pretty impressed with the roster. I think it's like at a point, it's probably only like 14-ish characters, maybe 12, but if it launched I'm not saying it should, if it launched like this, I'd be like, oh, that's like a good start for something that'll get plenty of DLC. And I think there's still more characters to come. And there was a lot of people were like, oh, it's all Viltrumites, they all fight the same, but they're putting their goddamn money with, like, Cecil is in it. And I was a little like, I don't know if they're going to be able to make it work, but they fucking do. Like, they take advantage of that ensemble and really do some cool things.
Yeah, I think the whole thing is just that, like, Invincible is a story, whereas something like DC or Marvel is a universe. So I think
it's reasonable they'd have, like, a smaller plane to pick from.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a bit of a weakness, because it's like, I think there are, like, you have to be, I don't know. It's like
you're getting the sense that they're squeezing out exactly what they can, and it's not going to waste.
Yeah, exactly. They're picking characters very carefully because they don't have a lot to pick from. And so I think that's reasonable to have a lot of Viltrumites in there.
And I could see it being like, and next couple reveals are Alan and Conquest and Launch in March. And I'd be like, okay, there's a couple like weird ones that could be DLC. Probably like Shapesmith down the line, probably like Duplicate sometime later. But I can see why you wouldn't start there. Like, you got the ones you really need.
Yeah.
And then also, Rogue and Gambit are revealed for Marvel Rivals. Dav, you've really taken a shine to Gambit.
Fuck yeah, I have. I was so excited when I first saw the gameplay for him, and at this point I am pretty close to halfway through Centurion with him, which means I will have him lorded probably this weekend.
Wow.
Already, he's been out for like 2 weeks.
Because I haven't just gotten to really get my hands on him or anything. If you had to compare him to another character, who would you say?
He's like a combination of Mantis and Adam.
Okay.
In that he's you really need to know how to manage cooldowns with him. Mm-hmm. Because he has a similar thing to Mantis, where she only has like her orbs that she can use with the leaves, the 4 leaves in the center. Yes. And they have to either you regenerate them over time slowly, or by just getting a headshot, and that'll instantly regenerate one, so now you can heal more. Mm-hmm. So there's like a skill feedback to that. Gambit has that, but the cards regenerate slower, and there's no way to instantly regenerate them. You just need to make sure that you are using them wisely. Because those feed into abilities that are basically like Adam's, where he does a ton of healing in a burst. But on top of that, Gambit has like other ways to heal. Like his primary fire does heal teammates.
I see.
And he's just all around so much fucking fun. Like, he's a good character. He's pretty hard to play.
He's like high difficulty, like stat on the character select.
Yeah, he's like a 4-star somehow. I think because the stars do go up to 5. I don't know how he's not labeled a 5-star hero, because he is truly very complicated.
I would have guessed by the way you described him, he'd be like 4 or 5. I wouldn't be anxious to like just jump in with him without some practice.
Yeah, I had to spend like quite a bit of time in the practice range just getting used to all of his abilities before I felt confident insta-locking him. And to this day, people still insta-lock him. I say people like I'm not people. I do it because other people do it. He's the most fun, in my opinion, he's the most fun character in the game. He fits my playstyle so well, and he's definitely my new main.
So Toasty for best playable character has a prize contender, perhaps.
Certainly, and we'll have to see how Rogue plays. I think we still don't have confirmation if she's going to be a tank or a healer. That does seem to be the idea, is that she's one of those two, most likely.
I put my bottom dollar.
DPS.
She just, her powers make sense as a tank. I would be pretty surprised if she wasn't.
I agree.
Yeah, but we've also, like, we see her design in the game. Like, there's artwork of her, and she doesn't look as big as, like, an Emma.
True, yeah. Even like Emma doesn't wear armor, but she's kind of it's kind of a genius character design in that her silhouette somehow is just like rectangular and broad in a way that it's like communicates that she's a tank without making her like a house. You know what I mean?
Well, it's doubly smart because they made her big while also, like, making her attractive.
Right.
Using that, like, her legs are thick as hell. And
she has like a
they
long
have, like,
cape
jiggle
that, like,
animations.
she has a long cape that like adds to her silhouette and kind of communicates big target to soak up a lot.
Yeah, so they're selling the like gooner half of it, while simultaneously making her actually fit the role.
Right.
She's not just like a woman who has a lot of HP. She like you said, she's got that silhouette that fits it.
Mm-hmm.
I almost feel like the Capcom games would do that with Rogue, and her hair was just like big as hell. She takes up a bunch of real estate like a heavy, but it's all her fucking hair. And it's almost like, how many punches is that 90s bouffant gonna like soak up? Oh man. How we feeling about Metroid Prime 4?
I was feeling good until frickin' Samus, I believe that Metroids plus me equals scary.
My calculations tell me. I wonder if I'm nuts. Tell me if this makes any sense. I think any given human character in Metroid makes 20% more sense if you never see them below, like, a helmet. If that character's face is left up to imagination, and he's like Samus, where he just has a muffled voice and a kind of a squirrely personality, but he could be an alien back there, there's a layer of mystique, I think he almost fits. But I think the, like, realistic human, and I know he's not the first character to be this, but I think when Samus is interacting with a talking, realistic-looking human, it just, like, is out the window for me.
Like the nerdiest-looking fucking pathetic-ass guy, too. Like, yeah. Samus... I don't know, Samus is, like, such a landmark for, like, women in gaming, and to give him an annoying, nerdy sidekick is... It's, number one, it's stupid. Number two, it's almost like... Is he supposed to be, like, a stand-in for all, like, the annoying nerds who think they have a chance with Samus? I swear to God, if there's a romance there,
I'm gonna
kill Samus myself.
They're not going there.
It sounds... Some people are suggesting there's different companions at different points in the game, maybe. But
the trailers do have other human characters, yeah, with names.
Okay. Toasty.
It's so weird because Metroid Prime 3 is where you really start to have not just other human characters, but like characters who you actually just straight up talk to. There's like the Galactic Federation soldiers, and like you said, they're all wearing helmets in Prime. You don't necessarily see anybody's face that I can remember. But you have like the three or four rival bounty hunters who all become like mini bosses throughout the game, and so they're pretty important parts of the story, and there's like some banter with them. But I think that each one of them individually has substantially less dialogue in the entirety of Prime 3 with Samus than Miles McKenzie does in all that we have seen so far of Prime 4. He talks so fucking much.
I'm confused, like, also, if you're doing the marketing for this game, why? Because he was not in any trailers up to this point. So you can tell they were like, we're not sure how people are going to take this. And then somehow they were compelled to be like, hey, next look at Prime 4, all this guy.
You know what it is? It's the Wonder Flower. It's the Wonder Flower. They're getting confident because the Wonder Flower actually kind of took off.
Whereas the Wonder Flower actually kind of fits in a Mario game.
Kinda, yeah. The Wonder Flower I'm always so conflicted on, because it's interesting as a concept, but he just spouts out a lot of like millennial isms. That just happened. And that's what I feel like Miles McKenzie is, just the flower from Super Mario Brothers Wonder as a person.
Yeah. Well, are you still, I mean, is this a deal breaker for you? Or are you still picking up the game?
I'm still gonna get the game. I still gotta play it.
Yeah.
But it's not a good sign.
No. I liked Arlo's video about it, because I find there's a point where you can overreact, but he, like, with his history of his job title being guy waiting for Metroid Prime 4, he sets up the context of why it's a bit catastrophic, all things considered. Really.
Yeah, I think he put it better than I ever could, and made some very, very good points about how, like, Metroid is an immersion-first game. It is about the tone and the setting, and introducing comic relief to relieve the tension is just antithetical to what the game is it's supposed to be tense. You're supposed to feel alone and like you're in danger. But yeah, it's such a wild misstep, and for the game to be in development this long, I'm going to be giving it less leeway to have stupid shit like they fully restarted development and they still ended up with something like this. Like, what the fuck is
they
going
fully
on?
restarted development to put this guy in.
Game Awards nominees rolled out, and
Yep.
it was pretty much normal. I think I get reminded of that my gaming breadth is a bit narrow when this happens, because some of the games that were like the most important to me over the year have one nomination, and I think we talk about that every year, where it's like there's just a wavelength I feel like I don't quite hit in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I keep very up to date with game releases, and still, like, the Games for Impact category is pretty much entirely games I've never heard of before. Like, it happens.
I'm like a bit like on paper, I'm like heartbroken that Dispatch is so underrepresented. But the second I think about it, it's like, well, it's pretty new and not huge. Like, I get it, but I guess, like, that just shows where my priorities are with games, where the things that are pretty important to me are just, like, not what the industry as a whole is all that interested in talking about.
Yeah. There was a little bit of drama with that category, though, the debut indie, because the Megabank creator did his nomination.
Okay, but that's like... he's going by a different name. I feel like they couldn't have known.
Yeah, it's just kind of a weird category in general. I understand that the point of it is to give like more indies a chance and a little bit more coverage, but it kind of defeats the purpose when you put Expedition 33 in that category.
Yeah. How do y'all feel about Sonic not getting nominated for Best Adaptation?
I think they straight up forgot.
I
think
do,
they
yeah.
straight up forgot about it.
And I think it's all, like, Knuckles had a chance just last year, and it's a little, like, it was so close that it was like, you know?
Well, and Alana Pierce, who voiced Malevola in Dispatch.
Yes.
She's like super involved with industry stuff, and she made a YouTube video basically talking about how the nominees get chosen for the Game Awards, and how like it's a small committee and none of them talk to each other at all. There's literally no coordination between them. They just like pick things that they think fit the categories to the best of their abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So I think collectively they just Sonic like slipped past them.
Yeah. I also feel like people kind of forget that, like, and not to say box office or like financial word of mouth is the one true signifier of quality or success. It shouldn't go unsaid that a Minecraft movie was like a money printing machine, and it was psychotic how omnipresent that film was.
Yeah.
Where I would like be near a movie theater on a street and hear children screaming, "Chicken jockey, I am Steve." Because someone in my vicinity is experiencing the Minecraft movie.
Right.
On a level where I think Sonic has very passionate fans. I like those Sonic movies. We can't ignore it lost to Mufasa. And there are people very like, oh, it's gonna like throw Mufasa off a cliff and I'm gonna post a meme about how bad Sonic wins. And it's like, it's successful on a niche level in box office markets like February and April, which are like dumping grounds when there's nothing else to see. And it truly had almost a Mathregan 2.0 moment where that big fish, little pond dynamic made them so confident that they stepped in a real market like December and started strong but got fucking buried. Whereas Minecraft proved it is that summer presence. Yeah. Where it competing with The Simpsons in 2 years doesn't have me confident in The Simpsons sticking the landing. And Bluey, I have more faith in beating Minecraft than The Simpsons that very same month.
Oh yeah, Simpsons is not gonna be beating either of those two.
No.
I think The Simpsons is just like, it's at a point where it almost feels like it's still going because it's The Simpsons. Like, I can't tell you anyone I have ever met who still watches like the new stuff. You know what I mean?
What Family Guy has been doing, that Simpsons is also doing, and I think both IP should lean into, is that less than, oh, here's another season of The Simpsons or Family Guy, they should take those characters and make them like a Muppets ensemble. Like Family Guy does Family Guy Christmas, where they put the characters in weird roles to resemble a Hallmark movie, or a take on this genre. It's just like slotting the personalities into archetypes.
Like when they did the Star Wars parody.
Exactly. And I think that like, because like it's fucked up when you consider Family Guy a continuity and these horrible people doing things. And The Simpsons has reached that point where the personalities are distinct enough that you should just do, like, I don't know, every 2 years make The Simpsons Christmas Carol, and Mr. Burns is Scrooge, and Homer is the Ghost of Christmas Present, and Bart is Tiny Tim, and he throws a rock at somebody. Like, it writes itself, because the characters outlive the satire and setting almost, in a weird zombie-ish way.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah.
Okay, controversial. Back to the Game Awards, real quick.
Yes.
Another controversial pick that they did, and I think this is really all in terms of drama. I mean, there are people complaining that Expedition 33 has been nominated for so much, and like I understand, maybe it shouldn't be competing with the smaller budget indie titles, but it's a damn good game and people love it.
It's not something I'm super in the orbit of, but every person I've played it makes it sound exceptional in some measure.
It's I love that game so much. But the biggest misstep that the Game Awards did this year, in my opinion, was putting Grand Theft Auto 6 up for most anticipated game once again.
Yeah, that sucks.
That game's never coming out.
Beyond that, it won that award last year. It's the same time, and this isn't like an Elden Ring DLC is nominated for Game of the Year after Elden Ring already won Game of the Year. This is the same game nominated for the same award in the year after it won that award.
Right.
So, I mean, I gave my vote to Wolverine, of course.
Me too. Oh, yeah. Wolverine looks fucking rad. Nothing could put me in a bad mood about that.
At the beginning of the game, Wolverine's like, ugh, fucking hate Italians, bub.
Oh, hey, Deadpool.
Well, I also, and this is just a personal thing, I don't think that half of the best performance nominees should have been Expedition 33 characters.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think that, like, okay, I did vote for Charlie Cox because I do love him, but like both Charlie Cox and Ben Starr should not have been nominated.
Well, and again, this is my tiny world. Is anyone from Dispatch in there?
No, and fucking Aaron
least
Paul.
One person should be nominated for Dispatch.
That was like a performance, or like a career-defining performance from Aaron Paul. He did so good.
He's terrific.
Also, Tom McKay. Tom McKay is getting snubbed so fucking hard. He was Henry in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. He was fan-fucking-tastic in that role.
And that's a new performance. No, I'm sorry, that's a whole sequel. For some reason, when you mention that game, I think it's like a remake. I'm just...
No, yeah, it's a full sequel that, dropped this year. And that did get nominated for more than I expected it to. Because that's up for Game of the Year, and I honestly was really not sure it was going to get there. I didn't know it was, like, quite that popular.
I open up the envelope. It's Miles Herman as Miles McKenzie in Metroid Prime 4. Pokemon Legends Z8? What? Letterboxd announced it's going to do rentals. I wonder if that's going to be like physical, like GameFly or digital, but they want to platform like festival films that don't have a distribution yet, which I think would be earth-shaking and crazy, but I'm also a little scared it's like an overpromise, but I'd be so down.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic idea.
There is a fully finished Tom and Jerry movie with distribution dates in like 10 other countries in the past and soon, and not in America yet. And it looks kind of baller from the like. That's since I don't know when I'm gonna watch the new Tom and Jerry. Like we should be the first people to get it. Where they're from. Dav, tell us about the Steam hardware announcements.
Oh yeah, Valve just kind of finally confirmed the rumors that have been floating around all year and announced that they are bringing back the Steam controller and the Steam machine, and they're doing another VR headset. This time it's called the Frame, where the last one was called the Valve Index, and I don't know. It's just like because I remember how much the controller and the machine when they first came out just fucking flopped. That was about 10 or so years ago, and I think just like at the time it was not really the time to be doing any of that. You know, I mean, especially because pre-built machines, I feel like nowadays are nowhere near as big as they used to be. It used to be like, if you're getting into PC gaming, go on PC Part Picker and put something together and then order the parts and build it. Like, that's what I did. And nowadays, I think for the most part, pre-builts are kind of a better deal, which is crazy to me. So I think that this is going to be a lot better timing. They advertised this Steam machine as being 6 times as powerful as the Steam Deck. I think that the specs are out, and people are pretty whelmed by it. It seems like, you know, nowhere near as powerful as like a top-of-the-line PC right now, which makes sense. I think that they are trying to keep it under a certain budget, but we don't know how much it's going to cost yet. All that we know is that they said it's not competing with consoles, so it's probably still going to be closer to 1,000 than to 500, but who knows? The controller just looks like all the sort of leaks and rumors that we've been seeing swirling around, where it's basically just a detached sides of a Steam Deck put together as one controller, which I think is good. I think that's a good idea. The Steam Deck is really solid, just as a controller, I think, because it's comfortable and it has so many buttons, and the trackpads I think are great.
I was listening to Dan Reichert's podcast, and he got to like try one, and he said it is just like a Steam Deck stretched over a GameCube, and it sounds like it's like the best case scenario for that, where it's like, yeah, this is the Steam Deck I can plug in and play.
Like the Steam machine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that because it does run on that same operating system of like Steam OS, but just like a Steam Deck, it's going to be customizable. You could change out the operating system.
I see. Is there any portable component?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think they are just trying to go all in on like this is a much more powerful system. It's not going to be portable, and that's going to be kind of the trade-off because that is a major selling point. Like the Steam Deck, as a gaming PC, objectively is very low power. If you use it exclusively docked, then you're just not getting the full experience out of it.
Right.
It being portable is really the big selling point, that there is that much power and something you can carry around.
Yeah. Like, it's pretty, like, I'm somewhat, like, if a console at any given time I can take to bed, I am, like, just 20% more likely to play it. Like, there's a countless number of nights where the reason I haven't made more progress than I would like to with a PS5 game isn't because it's better or worse than something on the Switch or Steam Deck. It's like, oh, I have to be sitting up for this. Like, I think that's like a late, kind of casual way to look at it, but it's probably a bigger factor than people may realize for a big bulk of gamers.
Yeah. So this is obviously not going to have that. It's going to have more power. It's going to be appealing to people who like looked at the Steam Deck and thought, "Oh, that's kind of neat, but I would never use it portably. I would just keep it plugged into my TV." This is going to be definitely for them because I imagine the price point is not going to be like too much higher. But it is going to be sold on like what it can actually do. And just the thing about it for me is that it is cool. And I might get one if it's not, like, ridiculously expensive. I will admit, though, that it is a much...
Steam Deck on its own was like 500, right?
The like, lowest model you could get was, like, with the 64 gigabytes, and it was, like, $350, $400.
Right.
And then versus the high-end, like, 1 terabyte model, which is, like, 700 something. I think it's going to be closer to that.
I would only consider if this was, like, 400. I think any higher than that, I'd wait.
Yeah, I really don't think it's going to be that low because it's just they already said it's not competing with consoles. I don't think it's going to be undercutting like the PS5 price at all.
No, yeah.
My biggest issue with this is my biggest issue with most pre-built computers, which is that this is not going to be something you can upgrade in the future unless Valve specifically decides to do that. Like if they decide to sell upgrade parts and make it so that you can do that. But that just creates a whole new problem of like, here's this brand new PC building standard that most people don't know. And that's kind of the best part about owning a PC is like you get like this really nice system and over time you just upgrade parts of it whenever you need to. You don't buy a whole new system every few years.
Right.
It kind of pays for itself in the long term by being just a very expensive first payment to entry, basically.
You have one really rough ice cube soup month, and then you're pretty much good to go.
Yeah, and then it pays for itself with how cheap the games are and how rarely you genuinely actually have to upgrade it. But on the other hand, the one part of this hardware that I am the most excited and have my eye on the most is the Steam Frame, the VR headset. Because it looks like it's going to be competing with like the Meta Quest, but it's not going to be owned by Meta. So fuck yeah, I'll take that. I have a Meta Quest too, and I really wish I didn't because Meta is so fucking annoying. Always asking for my birthday and shit. And this is going to have like an internal computer like the Meta Quest does. So you can hook it up to your system like a normal VR headset, or you can just have like games downloaded on the headset itself because it can run in isolation totally wirelessly. That's like something I've been waiting for forever, is just something that runs on a good operating system, like something Valve is putting out and has access to my Steam library without being connected to some bullshit like social media company.
Yeah.
But it's going to depend on how much it costs. That's kind of the big thing with all three of these is we don't really know how much they're going to cost.
Well, if you do get one, I'll be interested to hear all about it. I'm at least curious to hear like how it goes.
Yeah, I'm gonna be keeping an eye on. I got it wish listed on Steam. I'm very eager to see. Is this what I want to be dropping my tax return on next year? Who knows?
Right, that would probably time up about then too. Yeah. Well, next time we gather will be for the Toasty Awards. And I don't know if we need to like litigate this live on air, but just for like people at home who might be curious, I think we try to do it as a New Year's celebration. I think ideally in a perfect world, I'd like it to be that way. I just want to speak into the universe. It wouldn't be a terrible backup plan because I know December's looking a little busy for all of us. It wouldn't be an awful backup plan to post it end of January and record when we're all together in person over my birthday weekend.
Oh, that is true. That would be nice.
That would be, but it's a little important to me as a New Year's thing, just like out of my OCD-ness. I'm just saying if it ends up being that way, that wouldn't be terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can make
But
it work.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes, though. I have a few days it could be. I know we're a little distant now. I guess that's just my way of telling the folks at home. Probably Toasties, end of December, early January. Maybe late January, seeing how things go. I know, like, we do it New Year's week, and I have 2 days that might work. And I know y'all are in, like, similar positions.
Yeah, I'm not like out visiting family or anything personally. I'm gonna be pretty free during the holidays, but yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll see. Well, I enjoy doing the Toasties so much. I can't wait to do it again with y'all. And just thank you for doing this silly show with me. It like means a lot for the, I don't know if it's ever like this is the most fun I've had all week on my Thanksgiving break. So just thank you for doing it with me. And I'm Tommy.
And I know this is kind of a last minute thing, but I wrote a webcomic and I'm Willow.
Oh yeah, check out
that.
Why Am I a Girl in My Favorite Video Game. Did I get the name right?
My favorite video game series.
My favorite video game series. It's awesome. I love how it's turned out.
Hell yeah. I got nothing to plug other than Tommy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick your fucking ass at the Toasties. I'm gonna win every single award you want. I'm gonna take them from your cold, dead, goddamn hands, and I'm diabetic and I'm deaf.
I'm fully prepared. Like, I'm fully braced to, like, bare my heart and soul. Because, like, I genuinely feel like some of the topics I'm prepared to talk about are, like, the most enthusiastic and a bit sentimental I feel about topics in a long time. And for Troy and Brandon to just, like, dash my hopes and dreams and be like, we like Chainsaw Man, and like, I'm like, cool, all right.
They show up and I'm like, my movie of the year is Minecraft.
What were we about to say, Willow?
I was just going to say, I have a feeling with this year and like patterns, I'm pretty sure I know exactly who is going to win what.
I have
you got
kind
your
of
predictions?
an idea.
Yeah.
My favorite movie's a little up in the air, because I think Avatar 3 could shake things up, Marty Supreme could shake things up. So it's a little hard to say.
I honestly have no clue who's going to be winning any of these.
I have one I feel pretty good about, but I probably shouldn't show my ass.
Just have to wait till the next episode to find out.
Yeah! Well, until then, I'm Tommy.
And I'm Willow.
I'm deaf.
Oh, bye! Good night, everybody.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Bloom.
Ho, ho, blue!
Blue!
Fuck it. What do you want for Christmas, little blue?